All right, and we should be live. But yeah, welcome to another. I don't know if I want to call them episodes at this point, but certainly another instance at the bare minimum of Monday Night Football. Again, making a good habit of this, especially with a personal bye week coming up. We're not gonna have the full stream next week. So yeah, gonna be sure to enjoy this one. Broncos taking on the Bengals in Mile High Stadium. Should be an interesting one. I think if you're the Bengals, you've had a strong start to the season. I still think that there are a number of questions on your team. The defense still has not looked great, and obviously last weekend, Bengals had a pretty brutal loss to the Minnesota Vikings. Turned the ball over 5 times, gave up over 40 points as a result. Even with 14 of those points coming from the defensive side of the ball for Minnesota, a bunch of short field scenarios really gave the Bengals the opportunity to put up a bunch of points. On the Broncos side of the ball, the defense has been pretty good, but Bo Nix has gotten off to a really slow start, so it'll be interesting to see if he can potentially have a bounce back game against one of the weaker defenses in the National Football League. Of course, being a fan of an AFC North rival, we'll be rooting for a bit more of the Broncos in this one, but I think it'll be interesting to see where both of these franchises sit. Obviously, Bengals, Joe Burrowless for an expected at least another 2.5 months, so it'd be a tall order to get that team to the playoffs. If Jake Browning or if the Bengals potentially make a move for another backup option, that could be something. That could be a very interesting scenario to take a look at throughout the rest of this season. Just as a bit of a heads up, if you are new, I am fairly delayed. Just due to how I watch games, Fubo is kind of exceptionally delayed compared to some other services, but we're going to be enjoying it regardless. Looks like, taking a look briefly at Sean Payton and Zach Taylor on their respective sidelines. Zach Taylor in his 7th year with the Bengals, Payton in only his 3rd with the Denver Broncos. So again, should be a good one. I'll do my best to call out players as we go. But Broncos debuting their all-navy uniforms today. Bengals in white and orange, and the kickoff is away. And it will be fielded in the end zone, taking out 5, 10, 15. Up over the 20, cuts out the middle, 25, almost sheds an extra tackler, but only up to about the 30-yard line. So that's where we'll see Jake Browning and this Bengals offense take over. Browning, 4-4 in his 8 career starts, 70% career completion percentage. So we'll see if he can continue to improve. Meanwhile, Miami versus the Jets, not going exactly how I'd hoped. Miami up 10-0 in that one. 2.5 minutes to halftime. Browning out of the pistol here, though it's effectively 2 fullbacks lined up to his right side by side. It's going to be fake the handoff. Browning drops, stepping up his pocket, going to have to dump it off in the direction of Chase Brown, but that will fall incomplete. Instead, I'll bring up a quick 2nd down and 10 for the Bengals. And of course, taking a look at the Bengals offense, obviously Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, 2 of the headliners there, all called out Chase Brown. And we have an early flag here on the Denver Broncos, and I believe it's a holding call on that defense. And it is a defensive holding. Of course, taking a look at the Bengals O-line, both guards are rookies, Jalen Rivers and Dylan Fairchild. And you got Ted Garris Mims, and I forget the guy on the other side, even though we just saw his name. But out of the gun, fakes the handoff. It's going to be a screen over to Jamar Chase, who's going to be met in the backfield and taken down for a 2-yard loss. Very nice tackle by number 29 of the Broncos there. As I'm going to go ahead and pull up the defensive depth charts. That way I can see that. Number 29 being Jaquan McMillan, making his first tackle of the game. Broncos lead the NFL in points allowed at home, only giving up 14.6 a game. So a very good record there. Second down and 11, Browning in the gun, 3 wide receivers spread to the near side. Browning takes a snap, looking, dumps it off again, Chase Brown. A little bit of a design screen. Chase Brown sheds a tackler, sheds another one. It's going to pick up about 10 yards. There is a flag thrown back by the line of scrimmage, but it may be a pickup of 9 yards if it stands. We will see, however, this may be, in fact, coming back the other way. There is no penalty. It would have been an ineligible man downfield call, however, because the pass was behind the line of scrimmage. All good there, so no guilt for the Cincinnati Bengals. That'll bring up a 3rd and short situation here. So 3rd down and 1 now for the Bengals as they look to continue to take advantage of some penalties here, as that is somewhere else, so I don't need to worry about that. But 3rd and 1, Browning out of the gun, and he's going to try to sneak it forward. And it looked to be on the second effort. He got it. He looked to get stood up initially, but a good second push will allow Jake Browning to get through. And so the Bengals will pick up a fresh set of downs. And of course, the Broncos defense, France Joseph, the coordinator there. Bunch of additions there. Of course, Nick Benito, who had a great season. Pat Surtain, Talanoa Hufanga, Riley Moss. You got a ton of good players on this Broncos defense who are going to be trying to make plays. Handoff up the middle to Chase Brown is going to pick up about 3 yards there. Tackled by, I believe that's Nick Singleton. That's Alex Singleton, apologies, who made the stop there for Denver. So it'll be second down. They're going to call it gain of 4 on the field there. So again, some nice little gains, little bit kind of these incremental moments here and there early in the game for the Bengals offense. Again, just trying to, I think, settle Jake Browning into this game against what's a very ferocious unit. Receiver going in motion to the far side. Browning fakes the handoff, looking deep down the right-hand side. Looking for Jamar Chase, but it's going to look to bounce off his hands. Riley Moss may have gotten a touch to it, but it will fall incomplete, and so that'll make it 3rd down and 6 here. Again, take another look. Browning looking for Chase, and that would have been deep into Broncos territory as well. And that's just that's a very good read from Moss, who does get a hand to the football. It wasn't wasn't clear whether it just kind of bounced off of Chase's hands because Moss got in front of it, was able to put a hand up there. But regardless, it will fall incomplete. Bengals, 3rd and 6, working from the midfield stripe. In the gun is Browning. Play clock winding down. Takes a snap. Looking, firing, left side, high, but pulled in. T. Higgins with his first grab of the game. And it's a very beautiful one. Great placement by Browning. I'm going to have to catch myself from saying Burrow in a lot of spots tonight. But a good catch there by the Bengals' number 2 wide receiver, who, of course, just got his new contract. And, it's tight coverage. I mean, hell, it might even be pass interference as well. Kind of grabbed him around the kind of horse collar. But regardless, great on T. Higgins to pick up that catch. Now working from the 31, Browning, snap, looking, fires over the middle, complete. That's to number 82. That's to Tinsley, who's going to pick up about 8 yards on a little route over the middle. Little hitch route is a nice pickup there. I'm actually going to give him 9 on the broadcast. Again, we're seeing a good chunk of kind of bunch routes here. And Jamar Chase was open down the field as well, working on the cover 1. But second down and 1, Browning once again working out of the gun. Running back is lined up to his left. Browning takes snap. It is a handoff. Running right. Chase Brown got a hole, so he's going to pick up about 5, almost 6 yards there. So more than enough to pick up the Cincinnati first down. Clock continues to roll. 11 minutes now left in the first quarter as the Bengals starting to be more and more threatening on their opening drive. So again, fresh set of downs for Cincinnati here on what is the opening drive of this football game. Browning split in the gun. Potential option either side's going to be a handoff to Chase Brown running left, going to try to cut it back up the field. and will do a good job there, making a man miss, picking up about 2 yards. Trying to see who they're highlighting there. I believe it may have been Zach Allen in there making the stop for Denver after the Chase Brown pickup of 2 on the outside give. So working now from the 14. Again, it's the same formation where it's, I believe it's Drew Sample lined up to Browning's left. It's Chase Brown lined up to the right. Browning motion to the near side. Browning takes snap, fires over the middle, complete. It's T. Higgins, who was very close to the first down on his first, initially. It'll be interesting where they mark it, but they'll mark it as 3rd down and 2. So pick up a 6. It was very close to being a first down. Jake Browning been very efficient here. Has done a nice job at hitting his receivers on this opening drive, just staying in tempo, staying in rhythm, and getting plays done. The lone incompletion coming from a great play by Riley Moss. Working now from inside the 10, Broncos have drove all the way down to the Denver 8. 3rd down and 2 now. Browning takes the snap. 5-man rush for Denver. Browning towards the end zone. Overthrows his intended receiver. Was looking for T. Higgins. Riley Moss in coverage. And that'll bring up 4th down and 2 here. With 9:11 left to go in the first. And so potentially looking at a situation now where, Denver has, bent a little bit on this opening drive, which without Joe Burrow, you kind of expect a little bit. So Evan McPherson will be coming out to attempt the short-range field goal. It's going to be from the right hash. It's going to be 26 yards. Snap, hold, kick, and it's right through. And so the Bengals take the first lead of the game as they go up 3-0 here early. And I believe that should take us into our first commercial. And it will take us into our first commercial. So it'll be a quick second before we see Bo Nix and the Broncos offense take the field. And I think both sides the side of the ball with the most question marks on either side, will be taking the field next. So we'll see that in just a moment's time. All right, trying to make sure that we are shared a whole bunch of spots, and we'll go ahead and throw one. What do I do? We'll do that. And we'll do that. All right, so clear you. All right, and I think otherwise we should be basically set. But again, end commercial here. Bengals take the opening drive for a 3-0 lead. All right, so hold on. All right, yeah, I think we're all set. I'd say I'm still just trying to make sure that I am fully set up here, which I believe I am. Yeah, I think we're good. I'm a little bit greasy just because the gym, ran a little bit longer than I'd originally anticipated. But hey, that happens now and again. Of course, had a very nice big stream yesterday. Of course, courtesy of one Tom Grossi in particular, but also it was a Steelers game, so you're going to see a little bit more of a pickup there. I think it was up to 83 subs. I imagine it'll drop off a little bit as people see this stream going up. But if you are part of that raid and you subscribe as part of it, always appreciate it if you continue to drop by and drop a like if you can. But gonna be an off week for myself in between these next 2 weeks. Visiting family this next weekend, so you won't see any live streams from me next weekend. Again, you're getting double this week, so maybe making up for it a little bit. But we are getting lined up, ready to kick the ball away for this, for the first Cincinnati drive of the game as I finish setting up my depth chart stuff. So 9:08 left to go here in the first portion in the first quarter. There's 9:08 left in the first quarter. As we're looking to get back underway. Yeah, I apologize. I am going to look a little bit greasy. We mistimed things, and I didn't give myself as much time as I thought. But the kick is away, and it's going to be fielded at the 2 on the near side. Broncos moving from right to left up over the 20 to the 25, and tackle just shy of the 30. He may get forward progress up to the 30-yard line, but that is where he will get stopped. So we're going to be looking at Bo Nix here as he takes the field. Again, very quiet to start the year, only 178 passing yards per game, 5 touchdowns, 3 picks so far this season. So we'll see if the Broncos can get anything done here. They're going to come out in the offset eye. And we're going to hold up for a second. So not sure exactly what the problem is. But again, I think Broncos going to get back into that offset eye here. So fullback lined up to Nix's right. Receiver coming in motion in the near side. Going to make a handoff up the middle. And it's J.K. Dobbins who's going to fall forward. Pick up about 3. Actually, so they're going to pick up about 3 yards. I think they're going to rule him down by contact because the ball did come out at the end there. But I think we're good. So J.K. Dobbins picks up about 2.5 yards there. It'll be interesting to see if R.J. Harvey is involved. I think you got a pretty solid wide receiver room around Bo Nix as well to continue to keep an eye on. But Bo Nix going to motion out into empty set here. 2nd down and 7. Takes the snap. Firing. Pumps. Has to escape now to his right. Continues to roll towards the sideline. Throws. And it's going to be complete to number 19. I believe that's Marvin Mims. Trey Hendrickson was over in coverage, and I believe it was Dax Hill who eventually took down the Broncos wide receiver. Of course, Trey Hendrickson is going to be a guy to keep an eye on. The Bengals edge rusher. Really the one solid, I don't want to say solid, but certainly known piece of that defense is going to be the guy to keep an eye on there. But that is going to make it a 3rd and 2 here for Denver. Nick's going to go under center. Going to change the formation here. Going to be switching some stuff around. It is R.J. Harvey in the game as the single back. Play clock winding down, and Broncos going to have to call an early timeout here with 7:36 left to go in the first quarter. So that's not the way you're going to want to start your opening offensive drive with that sort of miscommunication. It's the kind of option there between penalties and burning that timeout. And just not good clock management to open up this football game by the Denver Broncos. But again, 3rd and 2 here. So certainly better than 3rd and 7 if you hadn't burned that timeout. Broncos last week really struggled on 3rd down. Went 2 of 13 on 3rd down. So that's going to be an important thing to keep an eye on. Again, 3rd down and 2. Next, once again, going under center. Pretty tight formation. Receiver coming in motion to the near side. Going to be a toss to Harvey running right, who's going to be met in the backfield and taken down. He may fall forward and end up picking up 1. I think Newton, trying to see who, I think Josh Newton was the first one in there. I think they highlighted Demetrius Knight or Logan Wilson there as well. But there was a Bengal DB flying in there. As, 23, so it was Dax Hill was the first to make contact and really start to blow up that play. They're going to rule it as no gain. And so that'll bring up Jeremy Crawshaw and the Broncos punt unit for the first time today here on 4th and 2. So a quick 3 and out as the Broncos offense sputters. Punt is boomed and going to roll into the end zone for a touchback here. There is a flag thrown, so we'll have to see what the call on the field is. But there is a flag. We'll see. Again, they're still discussing. And we have a holding on Cincinnati here with 6:48 left to play. So that'll push the Bengals offense, which had a pretty good opening drive, back an additional 10 yards, I believe. Actually, I don't know how that'll factor in with the touchback. Again, waiting for the call here. So it is a hold. So it will be 10 yards from the touchback spot. So I believe Jake Browning and this Denver offense now going to have to take over from their own 10-yard line with 6:48 left to go in the first quarter. And I think it'll be a short break here. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be just a short break here in this one. But yeah, heading to commercial. Broncos 3 on their first offensive drive after the Bengals take the opening drive for 3 points. So it definitely hasn't been a show-stopping offensive game here. So, we'll wait and see exactly what happens. Yeah, still at commercial. Yeah, hopefully you all are enjoying your evenings wherever you are at. Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like there's necessarily loads to say here on this one. Again, just hope you are doing well. I think if you're the Broncos, you're a little bit concerned about how you opened up that offensive drive. Again, Bengals defense really isn't that good. They were really flying around to open up, especially against that run game. So I think that's something that's important to consider. I think additionally, I think that kind of pass protection on that first, throwing snap wasn't super great. So again, it's just kind of more stuff to consider there. Where I think it's very questionable. And if your defense, which it seems for the Broncos through these first couple of weeks, hasn't necessarily melded as well as it looked on paper, because they had a bunch of additions this offseason. Obviously, Pat Surtain, Riley Moss have been there for a while, but a couple of pickups from the Niners. So again, if it's not running at a full sprint necessarily, then that could be a concern. But again, if you're just joining, we are in commercial here in the first quarter. Bengals about to take over from their own 10. Yeah, just taking a second at points to catch my breath. I'm gonna have to have food at some point as well, so we'll figure that out. That might be something to grab during the next commercial break. I am running on. I'm a little bit running on fumes in terms of a pantry, So, that's definitely something. Taking a look at some of the Broncos ownership group: Condoleezza Rice, Greg Penner up there. But again, Bengals gonna take over again from their own 10, so a lot more work to do here. Browning at the gun, Chase Brown lined up to his left, takes the snap, hand off to Brown again up the middle. He's gonna find another hole, and Chase Brown running very well early in this football game. Picks up about 4.5 yards on just a little inside give, and again, Chase Brown able to kind of just explode forward and pick up those couple of yards. They're going to call it 2nd down and 5 here on the broadcast. We have 6:25, 6:24, 6:23 left to go here in the first quarter. We'll see, again, if this Bengals offense can continue to get some momentum going. Jamar Chase going in motion to the far side. We got to check at the line. Browning going to drop out into the shotgun. Chase Brown lined up to his left. Broncos shifting in response to the check. They're going to bring 5 here on 2nd down. Browning looking deep again towards the sideline. And we're going to get a flag here for pass interference. As Jamar Chase going to drop pass interference here. Riley Moss in coverage. So it's going to be a spot foul and another Bengals first down here with 6 minutes left to go in the first. We're taking a look at the replay here. Again, it's just Moss and Chase one-on-one down the sideline. And yeah, taking a second look at it. Riley Moss holding on. I can't do it because I don't have sleeves. But holding on to the shoulder just gave it a little bit of a tug as the pass was incoming. And so that's what drew that pass interference. So again, going to be a big chunk play there effectively for the Bengals. They're already up to their own 37-yard line. Browning, handoff up the middle to Chase Brown. And that's going to go for only about 2 yards before he runs into a horde of Broncos. So that penalty going to result in a 22-yard gain for Cincinnati. So that, again, that's going to be very big here. As, I think Bengals doing a nice job establishing some of the run game early. We've seen a couple of moments from Chase Brown as he looks to get the ball rolling. Bengals have done a nice job managing time of possession as well, as they've held on to a lot of that. 3 wide receivers to the near side for Browning. That's to his right in the gun. Takes a snap. 4-man rush. Looks to the right. Fires quickly. A little bit high for Chase, but complete. And then I'll pick up about 5 yards there before he is taken down. Alex Singleton once again on the tackle. So again, it's tight coverage for this Broncos defense. It's still good moments, and I think as well, Jake Browning is kind of missing some of these levels routes. You got kind of 2 receivers on in-breaking routes over the middle. Jake Browning's hitting the kind of lower guy, but he's got a deeper guy kind of breaking further down the field that is an option. Browning in the gun here. Again, 3rd and 2. Play clock is winding down. They will get a snap off. Broncos showing blitz. They'll only bring 4. Browning looking down the left sideline again. This one's going to be intended for T. Higgins, but that throw is going to be high. Riley Moss again in coverage on what is that far side on the TV broadcast, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 2. And what looks like the Bengals punt unit with 4:30 left to go here in the first quarter. No, not the not. It's going to bring out Bengals going to keep the offense on the field. Ignore me. As on 4th and 2, the Bengals going to stay aggressive here. Empty set look for Browning. Broncos, once again, showing blitz at the line. They're checking pretty frantically. 3 wide receivers to the near side. Browning in the gun, sending a receiver in motion. That's going to be I think it's going to be offside. It's going to be a neutral zone infraction. As Ellis jumped there, and Bengals offensive lineman reacted. So we'll see what the call is. I imagine it'll be neutral zone infraction on Denver. So Denver continuing to get penalized here. They're going to call false start. They're calling false start here. Wow. They're calling false start on Ted Karras, who I believe is the center. So that's very surprising. I think Denver getting bailed out there a little bit. The left edge rusher for the Broncos jumped in the neutral zone. The Broncos right tackle reacted. But I think they're saying that Ted Karras, the center, moved his head a little bit too abruptly, and that's what drew the jump into the neutral zone. Punt for the Bengals is away, but it is a very short punt. I really did not get a hold of that. And Bo Nix and the entire Broncos sideline pointing the referees way up the field. And so Broncos going to take over from, I believe, their own 36-yard line here. It's, again, going to be a really short punt. Ted Karras bleeding a good bit. So Ted Karras, a lot of blood that we see there. But that'll take us into our next commercial break now. Again, score remains 3-0. I feel like I should put on like an actual shirt so that way I don't look like a complete psycho. But then again, I'm sitting in my apartment effectively talking to a computer. Potentially to nobody, but hey, we ball. We figure it out. So we'll see how some of that continues to go. But once again, at commercial here is the Broncos offense looking to get their second drive of the game going, which of course we'll have in just a moment. Again, just trying to check some things. Damn, going live. I dropped this up. Damn it. Sorry. I mean, I did gain like 20 yesterday, which was great. Obviously, kind of buoyed a lot. I think by the fact that it was the morning game, I think definitely helped out in that regard. I think it helped as well that it was a Steelers game. I, of course, got rated by one Mr. Tom Grossi, which is always very much appreciated. So that it's always a good time to say hi to Tom when he drops by, and yeah, but I am gonna have to grab food at some point in this one. I do have some jambalaya that I'm still working through, so we got some of that. I gotta figure out how to heat it up though. I'll probably I'll throw it on the stovetop or something. We'll figure it out. I don't know. I don't know if I'll take you through like an apartment tour. I might just throw it on and we'll see. We'll see what happens. But coming out of commercial here again, 3-0. Cincinnati is your current score. As I was about to say, we are just coming out of commercial, but we are technically still in it. Getting a last little sports book commercial before we get back and underway. And here we go. Again, take a look at Ted Karras on the sideline, who got flagged for a false start here. Okay, I guess, they're calling it for Ted Karras' head movement being a little bit abrupt, but I'm not sure there. Definitely a big moment there. Broncos working from their own 36. Nick's going to send Harvey in motion. He'll come back and set up to Nick's left after going in motion to the far side. Nick's right. Takes a snap. Delayed 4-man rush. Nick stepping up in the pocket. He'll take off running, and he'll slide down after a pickup of only 3 yards there. So that'll make it 2nd down and 7 for the Denver Broncos. So again, I think if you're Denver, you're really just trying to get some sort of rhythm going. 4:05 left to go in the first. Of course, after going 3 and out on the first drive, you really need some sort of offensive action here. Otherwise, you might not really get a shot until the second quarter. But 2nd and 7, Nick's going to be under center here. I believe it's Harvey in the game as the single back. Tight end coming in motion. It's going to be fakes the toss. Nick's rolling, pressure in his face, throwing down the field off the hands of number 11 there for Denver. As he was open, that pass intended for Troy Franklin, who's just unable to haul it in. Joseph Asai on the pressure, bringing the pressure for the Bengals, just sniffing out that fake. Again, throw looked good. Yeah, just went off the hands of Franklin. It's a good throw from Nick's. But that is going to bring up 3rd and long here. 3rd down and 7. Nick's out of the gun. Running back to his right. Bengals showing blitz. They'll only bring 4. Nick's fires over the middle. Complete Cortland Sutton. He's going to pick up a 1st down and just about get into Bengals territory. He'll get down to the 49. So the Bronco captain doing a nice job getting himself open. And he's on the board with his first reception of the game. And it's the first Broncos 1st down of the ball game. Again, seeing a nice little, nice little high low route. Troy Franklin, of course, with that drop, was able to kind of take one of the kind of hook curl players a little bit deeper and was able to open up that space. Bengals with a late sub here, so they're effectively a man short. But that man's going to bring the pressure. Nick's again rolling to the right, but complete to his tight end, down to the 30, down to the 25, and going to be knocked out of bounds at the 23-yard line. It's Troutman on the bootleg, and that's going to go go down to the 23. It's going to be a pickup of, I believe that's 26, and another Broncos 1st down. So again, we've seen that kind of fake toss twice now with that kind of roll to the right for Nick's. And the Bengals edge rusher really sniffing it out immediately, but it's just further downfield where this Bengals linebacker and secondary corner seem to have a little bit of trouble as those Bronco pass catchers have seemed to have a step. Nick's out of the gun. This time going to be a handoff up the middle. That's going to be to Harvey. Sheds a tackle. Going to get all the way down to the 15-yard line. So it's going to be a pickup of 8 yards on the give up the middle. So 12 is So if it's 12 is Harvey and the 20 whatever is Dobbins. Is going to be important to keep in mind. We're gonna get better at calling out players as the game goes on. Again with the Steelers comes pretty naturally. Able to do that pretty quickly. Broncos Bengals, we'll figure that out. But Broncos sitting up in the eye here, 2nd down and 2, 2nd and 15. They are going to spread 2 wide receivers to the near side though. Bengals showing 5 at the line. Going to hand off to the fullback here who's going to power forward and pick up the 1st down. He's going to, muscle his way down to the 10. It's Prentice on the fullback dive. Of course, something you don't see super often in the modern NFL. But that is enough for another Denver Bronco 1st down. They're going to call it 1st down and 10 here on the broadcast. But yeah, Adam Prentice in his 5th season, the undrafted free agent. Doesn't enough there to pick up the first. I think they're going to mark it down at the 11, so Broncos still with an opportunity to pick up the first down. They do. Dobbins going to check into the game as the single back. There's going to be a heavy package. They're going to motion into the eye now. Again, the clock winding down here in the first. Going to be a handoff up the middle to Dobbins. He's going to explode up over the 10. He's going to muscle his way down inside the 7 to almost the 6-yard line. So it's going to be a pickup of 5 yards there, as only 50 seconds left to go in the first quarter. So I imagine we'll see one more play here before we head into the second. But the Broncos starting to threaten here. The Broncos still looking for their first 100-yard rusher in the last 37 games. Longest active streak in the NFL is that stat. Dobbins, 43 carries for 203 yards on the season. Empty set for Nix. Broncos. Nix looking towards the end zone. Gonna miss his man. Was looking for number 13 there of the Broncos. That pass intended for Pat Bryant, the rookie. Once again, just looked to be like an attempt at a back shoulder fade towards the third-round pick out of Illinois. But again, just not able to get a look for it. Pat Bryant seemed to just kind of lose that ball or just not expect it. So we will get another play at least before the quarter break. 22 seconds remaining. Nix. Harvey going in motion. Takes a snap. 4-man rush for the Broncos. Nix stepping into the pocket. Gonna take off running to the 5. Touchdown, Broncos. Bo Nix finding his way in the end zone on a 6-yard scramble. And the Broncos will take a lead before the end of the first quarter. And of course, PAT will be pending here in just a moment. But Bo Nix doing a nice job as the play seemingly started to break down. Recognized that, stepping up and just taking off and scoring. And the Broncos, the first team to find the end zone. Again, just, good work there. 9 plays, 64 yards in 4 minutes and 7 seconds. PAT coming. Kick is up. Kick is good. And so that'll take the score to not a backslash. It's going to be 7-3 Broncos here just before the end of the first quarter. And it's an early edge. As Broncos offense is starting to find a little bit of life. And so we'll see if they can continue that forward. Once again, we're going to go to a commercial break. I think I am probably going to change my shirt in between the quarter break. We'll see, though. I don't know. Oh, God. I don't want to see Jerry Jones. Don't show me Jerry Jones. I don't care about Jerry Jones. Did you watch bits of that Packers? I watched the first half of that Packers-Cowboys game. Was really confused. Went and played some Metal Gear Solid. Looked back at the game, and somehow it was going into overtime, and I got even more confused. And then they tied, and now I'm even more confused. So it's just compounding factors at that point. But again, I don't think I had the Packers. I had the Packers winning that game, and I thought it was going to be a lot more comfortable. But I feel like if you're fans of either side, you're not super happy with how that game ended. With the Cowboys, I think your defense was pretty bad, but your offense and your special teams came to win, and you ended up not getting it. It's not even like, oh hey, yeah, if you're the Packers, obviously you're coming in as the favorite, got a super good defense, and then just nothing works. So we'll see what happens there. But again, at commercial break here, just before the end of the first quarter, Broncos just taking a 7-3 lead. Only about 20 seconds left, so we'll probably see the kickoff and one, maybe 2 more plays, depending on how the Bengals come out firing. But hasn't been a super explosive game. I think Bengals benefiting from some Broncos penalties. Obviously, you had I think it's fair to say, questionable false start call on the Cincinnati Bengals as they looked to attempt a 4th and 2. But again, we'll see. We'll see how this continues. 17 seconds left to go in the first quarter. I will see if I am a little bit behind. We're going to try to go... Am I behind at all? I don't know if there's a... Oh, okay. I think I just made myself even more behind. And now I screwed up my broadcast. All right, so we're going to stop casting briefly. We're gonna switch to my phone because something happened. Something made this wrong. Apologies, we're experiencing technical difficulties. Bengals. It is going to be a 1 yard run on first down there after the kick return, but that will take us to the end of the quarter. As again, apologies, we're fixing technical difficulties. We are though heading into the second quarter in just a moment's time here. Now I'm back again. I'm going to be pretty significantly behind here. So again, apologies for that. It is going to be a handoff up the middle, but it does get snuffed out pretty quickly on the give to Chase Brown up the middle. And so the Bengals going to be taken back over 2nd and 9 when we return to start the second quarter. So yeah, another quick break. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna change shirt real quick. So excuse me for a brief moment. I will be right back. There we go. So, brief intermission for myself. And of course, gonna have to, grab a little bit of food before we come back. But I think for both sides of the ball, I think there's, I think the Bengals defense has played a little bit better than I've expected. The Bengals defense, at least to start, has played better than I have expected them to. I think if you're the Broncos, I think that the Broncos O-line has been a little bit questionable. I think you've seen a couple of rushing opportunities for that unit, but some of the pressure that Bo Nix has been facing is a little bit of an issue. And then, looking at it on the other side of the ball, I think, the Broncos defense, you have to clean up those penalties as you move throughout the remainder of this football game. That's going to be the big thing. Big thing there, because that's what allowed the Bengals to have a number of different opportunities. So again, still lots to do. Still 45 minutes of game left to play. As again, in commercial here, in the break between the first and second quarters. So you know what? I'll go ahead and throw this. Oh boy, apparently Tyreek Hill got injured. That's not good. Ooh. Oh, and it's apparently a bad injury too. Yeah, Tyreek Hill getting carted off here, and he's in an air cast immediately. So that's not good. Jeez. So yeah, that's not good. And that's to open up the second half too. That's only with 13:21 to go in the third quarter in that game. Dolphins have a 17-3 lead. Browning in the gun, running back to his left. Broncos bringing forward. Browning looking right, firing, complete. That's good to Mike Gesicki, who is going to pick up 8 yards there. It's going to make it 3rd down and 1 on the first play from scrimmage here in the second quarter. So good work there by Browning to get that connection going for the one-time Dolphin. 6th catch of the year, I believe, for 46 yards. Browning going to go out of the gun, running back lined up to his left. 3 wide receivers to the left. One of them is Gesicki, who's going to motion tighter to the offensive line. Timed up beautifully. Actually, there is a flag thrown. As of right now, Bengals do pick up the first down. I think Franklin Myers either timed that perfectly or, yeah, Franklin Myers. Why are you declining that penalty? That's 5 yards. Take the penalty. Either way, it is a first down for Cincinnati here. So that I don't think is a concern. But I don't know. But enough to pick up the first down. Chase Brown picking up that 2 yards. Fresh set downs for the Cincinnati Bengals as they continue to drive. Now working from their own 49-yard line here. Browning takes snap. Broncos bringing 5. Browning, pressure in his face. Lets it fly. Deep down the sideline. Complete. T. Higgins. Deep down the sideline. Moss draped all over him. There is a flag thrown back towards the line of scrimmage. And we have an illegal formation on Cincinnati that's going to wipe that out. I was trying to figure out just how many yards there were on that one. But the big completion to T. Higgins just going to get wiped away. Yeah, Samaje Perine did a really nice job picking up the blitz, giving Browning enough time to let that loose. And yeah, it's a great catch by Higgins. But it's still going to end up as a 1st and 15. Bengals push back to their own 44-yard line. And we got another false start here. So whereas it was the Broncos with some discipline issues in the first quarter, it's now the Bengals with some of the discipline issues here to open up the second. The false start called on Dylan Fairchild now. And so that'll make it 1st down and 20 now. So opportunity for the Broncos to get a stop, potentially try and go up by either a full score or more. Browning in the gun. Again, 1st down and 20 after the dueling penalties. Takes a snap. Going to be a delayed draw up the middle. Going to be Chase Brown. Going to get up over the 40. Going to get pushed forward, but only going to make it as far as maybe the 43 on forward progress. That'll make it, I imagine, a 2nd down and maybe 16 there as we take a look at Dolphins. Jets, Darren Waller into the end zone for a touchdown. Apparently 2nd of the night. So Darren Waller having a very nice game. They're going to call it a pick up of 5. So it's going to be 2nd down and 15 here. And we have a Bronco down. That is number 96 for Denver. That is, oh boy, Ayoma Uwazurike, I think. But it looks like we are, and we will, go to another commercial break. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. Oh, okay. Is this Samsung taking shots at Apple? Or is this Apple taking a shot at themselves? Trying to figure this out. It's Google taking a shot at Apple. Nice. Google taking shots, calling the iPhone vanilla, which I agree with. I do have a Pixel, so I'm a little bit biased, but I don't know. I never had an Apple. I don't feel like I need an Apple. I don't know. Now we're talking about cell phones for some reason. So, who knows at this point? But again, at commercial here. Still fairly early in the 2nd quarter after the injury to the Broncos' backup defensive tackle. Yeah, sorry, I just got a notification about some stuff. Hold on. We got a fantasy trade. What is this? Rome Odunze for Jameson Williams? No. Yeah, no. Not gonna allow a trade for my fantasy rival, who I think I am still set to beat. I mean, I'm only up 8 right now, but it's Garrett Wilson going against the Denver Broncos. So we'll have to wait and see. Jets did score though, so it's now 17-10 with 9:23 to go in the third. So 2nd and 15 here for Cincinnati after the commercial break. Samaje Perine checks into the game. Broncos showing blitz at the line here. Browning takes snap. Broncos going to drop out, only rush 4. Browning has to escape to his right. Rolling, going to have to throw it away here. So make it 3rd down and 15 here. It's 0 for the Broncos on the pressure. That's Jonathan Cooper, who they were highlighting on the broadcast here. So it's now 3rd and very long for this Denver offense. As we take a look at Vance Joseph on the sideline in his 3rd season as Broncos defensive coordinator. He was the head coach for 2 years. But 12:49 here, left to go in the half. 3rd down and 15 for the Bengals. It's going to be 3 potential receivers to the far side. Play clock winding down, so we may see a timeout here. Play clock winding down. 1 expires. And we have a delay of game on Cincy. So it's going to push it back now to a 3rd and 20. So not sure exactly what happened there. May have been a late substitution that led to that. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't see a ref holding anything up. Just seemed to be a bit of a miscommunication. 5th penalty already tonight for the Bengals. Coming in tonight, they were tied for the fewest in the NFL. So all to do here, empty set for Browning. Takes a snap. Going to be quick over the middle. Jamar Chase up over the 45. Going to shed a couple of tacklers and only get up about as far as the 49-yard line. So we'll get up to just short, I believe, of the original first down marker. Actually, no, we'll get right to the original first down marker. It's a pickup of 10, but it will bring up 4th down for the Cincinnati Bengals. And so we're going to see another punt here. So penalty is tearing that drive apart for the Cincinnati Bengals. So with 12 minutes and 20 seconds, we're going to see Ryan Rako for the 2nd time today, punting away to Marvin Mims. Broncos showing a punt rush here. And here they come, snap, and we have a whistle. And so I think we have another delay of game. We have some jawing as well. But yeah, it's another delay of game on Cincinnati. So that's already penalty number 6 on on Cincinnati. And so I think the referees are winning tonight's game. I think that's penalty number 9, maybe penalty number 10. And there's 12:07 to go here in the half. It's still super early. And we've just seen so many penalties. Clock gonna roll again. And now snap is back, and the punt is away cleanly. Not much of a rush. Mims going to let it go over his head, and this will once again bounce into the end zone as we saw from Denver's just a little while ago. Kind of bounced at the goal line and into the end zone for a touchback. And Rako with a big leg there. Of course, maybe assisted a little bit by the altitude in Denver. But once again, we will head to another commercial break here. So we'll see if Denver can manage to put something together. Damn it, McDonald's, now you're making me hungry. Granted, I'm an adult and I could Uber Eats stuff, but I feel like Uber Eats is kind of a scam. I don't know. But we'll wait and see. Yeah, I don't know what to say at this point. Been a very sloppy game. Been a lot of penalties. So again, gonna have to see what continues to happen. Again, just waiting to come out of commercial here. Again, score remains 7-3 Denver in what's been, again, pretty defensive game. Again, I'll try to keep updated on what the exact score is between the Jets and the Dolphins. I think Jets probably going to have a decent shot as this continues. Um, just kind of due to the fact that Tyreek Hill is out, I think the Jets' run game is very solid. I think the pass game could be kind of questionable, but we'll see. But at the same time, the Dolphins don't exactly have much of a secondary, so that's something to consider as well. Damn it, Culver's! Now I want you to. All these food ads making me hungry. God damn it! I think you can see the blue. I do have the stream on a little bit of a delay, just kind of like on my phone. I can see the blue. Yes, I do give myself a viewer. It's part of an ego thing. You can judge me, or you can't. I'd rather have that be a 1 than a 0. But again, 7-3, 11:52 left to go here in the half. So it's been a long one. We're already almost an hour gone. And still a ways from being at the midway point. Nick's in the gun, running back to his left. Receiver going to go in motion to the far side. Going to be a quick swing pass out to the left, up over the 25, up to the 30, and picking up a first down before he's swung out of bounds. I believe is Mims. Number 19, yes, that was Marvin Mims on the reception. That's going to be enough for 12 yards and a first down. 4th and 1, and Fields doing a great job. And yeah, it's going to be Fields rushing for like a 50-yard touchdown there on a broken 4th and 1 to close that score 2-7. Nix, though, in the gun, running back to his left, going to fake the handoff. Going to have to escape to his right now. Going to be checking it down to his tight end. Actually, no, it's going to be incomplete. Looking for Troutman, who could not get both feet down. So we're going to be out of bounds there, and that'll make it 2nd down and 10. Yeah, again, Nick's just having to continue to roll, and Troutman kind of rolling with him. And just again, towards the sidelines, try to tap both feet. We're taking a second look here, and yeah, it is the right call. It's the right heel of Troutman as he kind of Nick's rolling to his right. Troutman, as he was trying to turn upfield, could not get that right foot down in bounds. I'll make it 2nd down and 10 here with 11:15 left to go in the half. Nick's motioning his running back to his right, takes a snap. Going to be quick to his left. This one, once again to Troutman, who's going to shed a tackler, forge forward, and pick up about 6 yards there. On 2nd down, Cam Taylor-Britt, the Cincinnati defender, who ended up forcing him out of bounds. We've seen a couple of looks for the Denver tight end throughout the early portions of this game. Evan Engram. Also, I didn't know Evan Engram. So Evan Engram is on the Broncos. Interesting, but we're seeing him check into the game now at tight end. Nick's in the gun. Bengals showing blitz. They'll bring it here. They'll bring 6. Nick's looking, firing, complete enough for the first down. Early flag. Courtland Sutton evading a tackler and going to pick up about 10 extra yards. I think that's going to be good for about 15 for Sutton. And it's going to be offsides against the Bengals. So free play for Denver, and they take advantage. First down, I believe going to be, I think it's Byron Murphy getting flagged for offsides, number 99. Miles Murphy, apologies, getting the call there. Of course, going to be declined in Denver. Now working their way down into Cincinnati territory on Sutton's 2nd target of the night. Now working from the Bengal 44, receiver coming in motion, tighter the formation. Nix takes a snap, 4-man rush, 3-man rush for Cincinnati. Delayed 4th. Nix deep down the middle, just slightly overthrows his man, looking for R.J. Harvey. That ball come up on him really quickly, a little bit over the head of Harvey, but really should have been brought in. And then it'll make it 2nd down and 10. Again, very nice design. Go work on Harvey getting open. Again, really nice clear out. And yeah, it is slightly overthrown. Harvey also falling away from the ball a little bit. It really is on the rookie out of UCF, though, to really need to bring that in that scenario. But that'll make it 2nd down and 10. Nick's going to hand it off to Harvey this time. He's going to find a little bit of hole up over the 40, going to forge down to about the Cincinnati 38-yard line. So again, despite kind of taking those shots and some of those incompletions on first down, Bengals doing a nice job this drive on still doing a nice job on second down. Have done a nice job picking up 6, once through the air, once on the ground, and so they'll make it 3rd down and 4 here. So Broncos 3 of 4 tonight, under 5 yards average to go. Harvey going to check out of the game though. It's going to be Dobbins, I believe, checking back in. In the gun, though, is Nix. He'll take the snap here. Nix has to step on the pocket, avoiding blitzers. Going to have to throw off balance. Complete Cortland Sutton to the 30, 25, 20. Spins and gets down to about the 15-yard line. So again, another nice job by Bo Nix, managing to extend the play, give his receivers an opportunity. And Cortland Sutton doing a nice job, making a couple players miss. There is a Bengal down, holding his knee, or holding his left leg, looked to be a bit more of his knee. Again, early jam. Sutton doing a nice job, making him, I believe that is Cam Taylor-Britt. It is number 44 down for the Cincinnati Bengals. It's Demetrius Knight, one of the, I think the only starting rookie on this. Actually, Cam Taylor-Britt may not be playing, I'm not sure, but it is Demetrius Knight, the rookie, who is down. They're checking out his left leg. They're checking out his knee. So certainly a bit of a concern there. So yeah, they're checking the ligaments in his knee. Dolphins, by the way, have put up another touchdown. They've taken a 24-10 lead with 5:20 left to go in the third quarter of that one. Damn shoulder. Ow. Every once in a while, I do that like weird twitch thing with my shoulder, and it just shoots up in pain. It's odd. I don't understand it, but the human body is surprisingly fragile. But again, 1st and 10, 9:05 left to go in the second. They look to be talking with the Bengals rookie on the sideline. Nick's though going to go under center. Highlighting Cortland Sutton, who's going to be a big red zone threat here. It's going to be a reverse, though, to Mims here on first down. He's going to get to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Denver. Marvin Mims on the jet sweep will rumble his way into the end zone. Broncos pulling out a little bit of trickery, and they're going to take a 10-point lead, at least on the 16-yard rushing touchdown. Of course, PAT incoming, but great play call there from the Broncos, and great blocking as well from the wide receiver on the far side. Didn't quite catch who that was, but that just opens up Mims, able to use his speed, find that edge, cut up field, and gone to the end and gone into the end zone. It was Bryant the second on the block. Snap for the PAT is up and good after the 8-play, 80-yard drive, and it's the Broncos now with a 14-3 lead after back-to-back touchdown drives. And so we'll see if the Bengals can formulate any sort of response when we come back. So again, that was a pretty quick drive as well. 8 plays, 80 yards. I think it was under 4 minutes. So Broncos striking very quickly. And yeah, quickly, my mouth is getting drier and drier as this continues on. But we're enjoying it. Again, if you're just joining now, we are in commercial break. It might be interesting to figure out I should definitely figure out some sort of timing graphic or some sort of certainly possession, but we'll see. Oh yeah, Tyreek Hill being taken to the hospital for imaging, so definitely not a good one. Definitely a big injury on that front, so that's not good. Oh, okay, I just saw an image, and that is not pleasant. I don't think I'm hungry anymore. Jesus. Ugh, that's brutal. Jesus. Yeah, if you're going to look up the Tyreek Hill injury, yeah, do it at your own risk. Because, god damn. That's not fun. Good lord. Ugh. Yeah, good lord. Look at Geno. Yeah, it was Geno Stone who Brian threw the really nice block on. But yeah, very, very nice play. So Broncos now with a 2-score edge. Oh, Jesus, there's a video? Oh, Christ. Kick is away, though. Over the 10, the 15, to the 20. Cuts it up the middle. 25. Going to get gang tackled at about the 28-yard line. There is a flag thrown. So it was Wallow who they're highlighting as the special teamer that made the stop. Oh, good. It's another Cincinnati penalty. I think it's a holding. It's a holding on Anderson for the Bengals. Jeez, how many? That's so many. How many penalties is that so far? How many penalties is that for the Cincinnati Bengals? It's a lot. So many. Penalties. 7 for 45 yards. It feels like it's been a lot more than 7 penalties for the Bengals. But working from their own 14 now, Browning out of the pistol. 8:41 left to go in the half. Browning fakes the handoff. Gonna turn, gonna fire deep. Gonna just overthrow his receiver. Looking for number 82 on that one. 82 for the Bengals is Mitchell Tinsley, who Browning was looking for. Tyson Anderson was the one who got flagged that most recent time. I mentioned Anderson of... Oh, okay. Thank you, NFL broadcast, for pulling up that graphic that I just wanted. The 10 penalties already in this game. Again, it feels like it's been more. But second down, actually, there were a couple of declined ones. That's why it feels like more. Second down and 10. Browning, running back lined up to his right. Takes a snap. 4-man rush for the Broncos. Browning looking, firing deep down the right-hand side. Overthrow it again. T. Higgins got a hand to it. But again, just not able to connect. And so it's going to stop the clock again with 8:31. So again, it's going to be, the big question there. Again, Jake Browning just hasn't really, there's been these opportunities for Browning to hit these balls and sevens, but he just hasn't connected with them. So it's not going to be a quick 3rd and 10 for the Cincinnati Bengals. Browning takes the snap, looking, gonna escape to his right. There's gonna come back for a hold, ball thrown away. And it's 3 incompletions there. Cooper did get a hit in on Browning at the end of that one. And yeah, it's going to be a holding on Cincinnati. So that penalty going to be declined, and the Bengals just absolutely struggling here. Which I'd be happy with. I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. I mean, Steelers are the team in the AFC North to get a win this week. I believe it's Amarius Mims. It is Amarius... No? Yes, I think it was Amarius Mims getting called for the hold. But not getting it done there. So, Bengals punt unit again after the back-to-back-to-back incompletions. And the snap is away a little bit high, but the punt is clean. And again, it's boomed again. It's going to be fielded back inside the 20 by Mims. He's going to cut up the inside, 25, going to make it up to about the 30. So good work from Rako. Rako's got an absolute cannon of a leg to be able to make sure that the Denver Broncos don't get perfect field position, but still in a good spot here, as that is where, Bo Nix and this Denver offense are going to be looking to put up another touchdown. And with how this game has played out so far, very well could get out of reach quickly. I think there's still a lot, still a lot of time. A lot of things can happen. We've seen a lot of times this season teams coming back from pretty big deficits late in games where one side has really dominated a lot of the game and then has come back to win it towards the end. We'll see if that could happen here. Bo Nix been pretty efficient tonight, 7 of 11 for 101 yards. And I think the run game has been pretty quietly efficient as well. Taking a look at Al Golden on the sideline, the Bengals' new defensive coordinator, coming from Notre Dame, surprisingly. I feel like their defense was really inconsistent. Quick little tight end screen, but that's going to go nowhere. Going to be tackled for a loss. B.J. Hill on the 2-yard tackle for loss to Adkins. Sorry, so that was a fullback screen. We'll see what the flag is here with 8:04 left to go in the second, but so many flags. There's so many flags, you'd think it's a Steelers game. There's so much yellow being thrown around and waved about. And it's an ineligible man downfield. That's going to be declined, so it's going to bring up second down and 12. So this time it is on the Broncos at least. But a good play by B.J. Hill to put the Broncos in a second and long scenario. And again, 8:04. They've been going for a while now. Bengals blitzing at one of the lowest rates in the NFL this year, only 6.6%. Nix under center. Once again, only going to bring forward to toss to Harvey, running to the left. Good blocking downfield. And Harvey going to try to run over a couple players. There is a flag thrown. As I think it's looking like it's a 6-yard pickup if it does stand. But there's just so many flags. Trey Hendrickson's getting called for illegal use of hands in the face. It's a personal foul. And another 15 yards for Denver. Jeez. Yeah, and it just looks, just a hand up on, basically, had him like this, and that's going to get flagged every time it gets seen. So now it's even Trey Hendrickson getting flagged. So again, fresh set of downs for the Denver Broncos. Now working from their own 39-yard line. 8th penalty of the night for Cincinnati. It's been 50 yards. Extra offensive lineman on the field for Denver. Handoff up the middle. Tries to break it out up to the outside as Dobbins. Cuts it back. Does a nice job to find a hole up at the 45. Going to get up to, I think, inside the 48. So it's going to make it second down and about a yard and a half. We'll call it 1 on the broadcast. Probably closer to 2. But it's, again, really good vision from, to find a hole. Really just ran into a wall of an O-line there on first down. Did a nice job to really cut it back left. Find that hole. J.K. Dobbins, only his 3rd carry of the night, surprisingly. Is at 17 yards so far. And, of course, that 9-yard gain going to get him going. They're going to line up in the eye. Dobbins remains in the game as the back. Going to hand it off to him once again up the middle. Going to cut it right. Finds some room. 45. Runs over his own man. Gets down to the Bengal 40 before he's taken down. As Paul Chensky getting a nice block down the field. Dobbins completely running him over. But that's a pickup of 12 there for the first down. And once again, it's good blocking from this Denver O-line as they look to get this run game going. Look to be a bit of a run to that left. Again, Dobbins showing a nice job. Breaks it back out to the right. Finds that hole. And, of course, there's a little bit of friendly fire there. As Dobbins running over Palczynski. It's going to be Hayward, really the first Bengal on the scene to bring Dobbins down. Nix under center, bringing a tight end in motion. Going to hand it off once again at the middle. Dobbins is going to break it left. 35-30, cuts it inside. 35, going to get all the way down to about the 33-yard line. There is a flag thrown. Geno Stone going to be the Bronco ending up making the tackle, but it's going to come back. There is a holding on the Denver Broncos. That's going to wipe out the 17-yard run So the ground game is working here. It's going to be Wattenberg flagged for Denver for the hold. Oh yeah, just not great. We're going to take a look at the replay here. I believe it is the left, or sorry, it is the, who got flagged there? Sorry, yeah, it's Wattenberg, who is either the center or the left guard. Just a little bit, yeah, there's just a little bit of a hold. It's enough to get flagged. Knicks, though, working out of the pistol, 1st and 19. Pushed back to the Cincinnati 49 now. Takes a snap, looking. Little, going to swing pass to Harvey, who's going to get up over the line of scrimmage. Only going to pick up about 2 yards there before he's taken down. Hill and back in the game is 44 Demetrius Knight after the little bit of an injury concern early. It's going to be a pickup of 2 yards there, and so it'll be 2nd down and 17. But yeah, J.K. Dobbins up to 5 carries for 30 yards now on the night. 5-13, 5-12, 5-11, 5-10 left to go. Jets, meanwhile, have worked their way into the red zone, heading into the 4th quarter in that matchup. Receiver going in motion to the far side is Franklin. Nix takes the snaps, going to be fakes the handoff. Looking, stepping up the pocket, firing deep over the middle, complete. 1st down and a little bit more. And it's complete to Troy Franklin for a very nice pickup. That's going to go for about 20 yards there. As the Broncos offense continuing to roll here, and they get another fresh set of downs. Again, nice kind of deep breaking in route. Down inside the 30, down about the 24-yard line is where they'll mark it. 4:30 left to go in the half. Going to be hand up the middle to Harvey. He's going to break it down inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line. As again, Broncos are finding some really nice offensive tempo here. So it's going to be 2nd down and 3 now. I think the impressive thing on this drive has been the run game. Broncos 138 yards in the 2nd quarter. Bengals only 23. Nick's out of the gun, running back to his right. Bengals showing some blitz at the line. They're going to bring it. Quick little swing pass out to Franklin. It's going to be enough for a 1st down. He's going to get down to about the 11-yard line before he's taken down. Number 20 for Cincinnati was in coverage. That was DJ Turner, who was the first player to make the stop. Geno Stone also rallying to help make the tackle. Under 4 minutes left to go in the half. Quick reminder as well that the Bengals will get the ball to start the 2nd half. And you're seeing a bit of a tempo, a little bit of tempo change as well. Nix under center, heavy personnel, fakes the handoff, rolling back to his left. Nix pumping, firing, complete down to about the 6-yard line. To number 1 there. That is Evan Engram making the catch there on the designed rollout. Actually, we're taking a look. Yeah, Nix was looking downfield to the end zone. Oh, no, Evan Engram actually going to be out of bounds, so that's going to wipe out the completion 4 or 5 yards there. It's going to make it 2nd down and 10 now with 3:20 left to go in the half. Dobbins checking back into the game. He'll be lined up to Nix's right, but going to be a wide set here. Evan Engram now coming in motion, tired of the formation. Nix takes a snap. Going to be a handoff. No, fakes the handoff. Rolling to his right, looking for Engram. This time it is complete to Engram, who's going to get down inside the 5, down to about the 3 before he's knocked out of bounds. It's Battle who is going to be the one who is eventually able to knock him out. Jordan Battle. Jordan Battle was a Panther? Were you a Panther, Jordan? No, you went to Alabama. Why did I think you went to... Oh, I think you played... Yeah, why did I think you were... Yeah, I don't know who I thought you... where you went to college. But 12th play of the drive here for Denver. Going to be a bit of an offset eye. R.J. Harvey is the single back. They're going to change the formation. Harvey's going to take a direct snap here. Takes the snap. It's going to be a bit of a wildcat zone look. Harvey trying to bounce it to the outside. Can he get to the end zone? He cannot. Great tackle there by Dax Hill. As a Broncos looking to go from the wildcat here. That's going to make it 4th down and 1. Question now, though. Will the Broncos go for it here on 4th and 1? Of course, they can pick up a 1st down if they do not get in. And of course, with an 11-point lead, apologies, field goal doesn't really change all that much. 2 of 5, 2 of 4, 2 of 3. Are they going to snap the ball? And actually, they're going to draw timeout here from the Cincinnati Bengals. So with 2:04 left to go in the half, Bengals going to take their first timeout of the half. And so we'll get another break here. So again, Cincinnati timeout now. Yeah, great tackle by Dax Hill. Geno Stone did a nice job plugging the initial gap, and then Dax Hill does a nice job. Again, very good tackle. Just gets wrapped around the leg of R.J. Harvey. Again, it was very close there. But yeah, great play by Dax Hill. I mean, he's the last chance guy over on that side. He doesn't make that tackle. R.J. Harvey is cleanly into the end zone. You also did have 55 in the area. You had Wilson in the area for Cincinnati, who may have had a shot as well, but it would have been a tall order. But Denver's keeping that offense out on the field. 4th and 1 from the 2-yard line. Nick's going to go under center here. 3 wide receiver spread to the near side. Nick's fakes the handoff, rolling to his right. Looking, fires towards the end zone. Intercepted by Cincinnati. They're not going to get it in. And even better, they're going to take over from their own 20-yard line as Bo Nix throws his first interception of the game. Not going to matter too much here, but it's number 44. It's Demetrius Knight Jr. Coming away with what I believe was probably the first interception of his career. And it's a great catch as well. Great focus to stab at that with his left hand. And great focus as well to somehow keep that ball out of the turf. And so again, Bengals ball either way, but it just depends on where they'll take over with 1:58 left to go in the second quarter. And this is the 2-minute warning. I also should make sure that my mic has been on this whole time. It has. Yeah, we're good. I mean, hey, that wouldn't have been the first time I didn't realize that I recorded any audio. But, didn't realize that I hadn't recorded any audio. But, I don't know, that happens from time to time. Words are hard from time to time. And again, at commercial break here for the 2-minute warning, Bengals, I think, should be about to take over from their own 20-yard line. So again, looking at some Hulu ads. I continue to get made hungry by more of these food commercials. What is this? M&M's? Yeah, I should have guessed. Yeah, I'm getting hungry now. God damn it. Why are you making airless tires for other stuff, but not for cars, Michelin? Yes, I know the answer is profit, but, you know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm getting Taco Bell. I might fucking DoorDash some food. Like, I'm getting that level. Again, I have food, so we're good there. We'll figure that out during the half, but I don't know. Oh, but yeah, again, at commercial here with 2 minutes. Take a look at Rams taking down the Titans. Of course, the Troy Polamalu head and shoulders moment. The interception will stand, so it will be a touchback. Again, great play by Demetrius Knight to hold on to that football. And yeah, it's just great anticipation. So Browning now out of the gun, trips bunch to the far side, handoff up the middle. It's only a pick up about 4 yards there. So 2nd down and 6. So clock will run here. Bengals going to have to go up tempo if they want to get a shot. Browning, though, working out of the gun. Brown lined up to his left. Broncos receive the second half kickoff. I think the Bengals did. Browning looking, surveying the field. Oh, wait, no, Bengals did get the drive to open up. Scrambling to his left. He's going to run forward, get knocked out of bounds at the 27-yard line. But that'll stop the clock with 1 minute and 28 seconds left to go in the half. Again, I feel like Yeah, am I buffering at all? I feel like I shouldn't be losing frames, but I feel like I am here and there. We're just trying to make sure that we are... No, I'm not dropping any frames. We're good. But yeah, 3rd down and 3. Again, clock stops with a minute and a half. Jets have gotten a field goal, so they cut into the Dolphin lead down to 11, but still a tall order there. Bengals 3rd down and 3. Shortest 3rd down in a minute for Cincinnati. Broncos showing blitz at the line. Trips punch to the near side. A check at the line. Play clock winding down. 2, 1. They do get the snap off. Browning having to step up, and he's going to go down. It was great timing. I don't think there's an offsides call there. Is there not an offsides call? It's a great call. It's Cooper and Benito getting the rush there. We're taking a look at the replay. Was it just timed up to perfection? It's Cooper and Benito who timed that. That's beautiful from both Denver Bronco edge rushers, just timing that snap absolutely to perfection. And Browning just nowhere to go. Gets taken down by both edge rushers. Broncos, of course, use their second timeout as with 1:24 left to go in the half. It's 4th and 9. And we're once again seeing that Bengals punt unit. And just, that's absolutely gorgeous from your pass rushers. And so once again, it's going to be Rako punting away to Mims. And we've seen Rako has a cannon of a leg. And the punt is again away cleanly. It's going to be continue to hang up, but going to be fielded at the 16. Mims cutting it left. Going to get up inside up the 20. Going to shed a tackler there. Going to have to go backwards. And he's going to end up getting stopped at the 20-yard line. And so that's, again, where Bo Nix will have to take over. So nothing coming from the Demetrius Knight interception. Again, we'll see if Bo Nix and this Denver offense can do anything with the one timeout they have remaining. Again, I think certainly a tall order to try and get that done and wrapped up. But we will have to wait and see. Luckily, not going to commercial, but 69 seconds. Nice. To try and get some extra points on the board. Broncos have put up 225 yards in this game. Cincinnati, only 95. So that kind of really shows you the difference between these games. Really should be a 17-3 lead for Denver. But of course they went for it. Tried to put it up 21-3. Tried to really, look to even ice this, not necessarily ice this game really. Try to start to put it out of reach. Nix takes a snap, looking, firing over the middle, complete. Evan Engram, he's only going to pick up about 2 yards there. Continues to run horizontal. And so clock going to continue to run. So not a good pickup there on 1st down. Only going to make it 2nd down at 8. So still about, still looking at 78 yards to go for the touchdown. 49 seconds left. Nix once again takes a snap, stepping up in the pocket, looking, firing deep over to the sideline. Complete. Troy Franklin, 2 flags thrown. It's Troy Franklin on a comeback route. Is it Rashad Battle? Sorry, it's Jordan Battle. Holding defense. Penalty is declined. Result in the play is still a 1st down, and I think importantly does stop the clock there. After the completion, I think that's the more important part. Didn't quite see who that penalty was on again, but again, it's another declined penalty. And another just general penalty here. Broncos all the way up to their own 33. Nix takes the snap, looking, firing, complete. Going to be, nope, it's going to be the butterfinger, the stone hands of Evan Engram striking again. It's going to make it 2nd and 10 with 38 seconds left. Just hit him right in the hands, and he just dropped it. Evan Engram, 36 career drops, make that 37, which since 2017 ranks 2nd among tight ends. Not sure I don't think the lifetime of tight end is quite 2017 to 2025. I'm not sure how many tight ends hold that, dishonor at this point. But 2nd and 10, Nix in the shotgun, takes a snap. Looking. Pretty clean pocket, has to step up, fires over the middle, over the head of his intended man. As some pretty tight coverage, pretty close coverage there as well. So make it 3rd down and 10 now with 33 seconds left to play. Taking a look quickly at Will Lutz on the sideline. So we'll see if he gets an opportunity to kick. Of course, we've only seen him attempting PATs this game. Probably got to get at least 25 to 30 more yards to consider that. As again, Broncos working from their own 33. And even then, you'd be at the extent of most NFL's kickers' ranges in this day and age at this point. Is consistently over 50 is pretty comfortable. Bengals bringing blitz here. Nix Good protection. Fires. Left-hand side. Complete. That's a big completion to Marvin Mims. That's down inside the Cincinnati 40. So a big gain there. As Nick's throwing that like a frozen rope to his wide receiver. Broncos going to use their last timeout now. As again, great job by the Broncos picking up the 5-man Cincinnati rush. Or actually, sorry, it was still a 4-man rush. It was kind of a 5-man feint as you had man-to-man coverage. But just a cover 2-man look. And ultimately, it's just Stone is dragged too far away. That just opens the door for Mims to be, that's number 24 for Cincinnati in coverage. That was Marco Wilson, who ended up getting beat down the sideline. So again, first set downs, 26 seconds now, so they'll put a second back on the clock for Denver. Should mean Will Lutz will get a chance at putting up at least 3 points should the Broncos be unable to find the end zone in the next 26 seconds. Career long for Will Lutz is 60 yards, and they are within, I think they're 4 yards ahead of the marked range on the current broadcast. Nix in the shotgun takes a snap, 4-man rush. Nix stepping up, dumps it off. Going to be a complete. Going to be Dobbins, who's going to run to the near side, get up over the 30, and get knocked out of bounds at about the. Sorry, that wasn't. That was number 28. That was Tyler Beatty, who picked up a nice 11-yard gain there. First time we've seen the Broncos' third-string running back so far tonight. That puts Bo Nix up to 189 yards passing so far in this game. Of course, no touchdowns and that one pick. But Bo Nix did have that one rushing touchdown earlier. Trey Hendrickson heading to the sideline. He seems to be a little bit banged up, getting attended to. Seems to be a potential calf concern. 7th play of the drive, 52 yards so far for the Broncos. Nix takes a snap, 20 seconds. Nix looking, fires over the middle, going to be dropped by Beatty. Probably for the better here. Demetrius Knight in coverage was there to break that up. Again, it was just kind of like a halfback angle route over the middle. And that might have been very close to ending the half. So we're taking a look at Hendrickson. Just kind of got blocked into Nix a little bit. Seemed to go down a little bit awkwardly. But again, taking a look at Trey Hendrickson, helmet off, but still on the sidelines and still with the team. Nix, empty set here. 17 seconds left, 2nd and 10. Working for the Bengals, 28. Takes a snap. Looking, firing, quick, over the middle. Flag is thrown as Cortland Sutton did make the reception as the clock went down to 13 seconds. Did make it down to about the 21-yard line. We'll see what the call is. Geno Stone will be credited for a tackle here. And it's offside on the Bengals. Jeez. So another penalty on the Bengals. And again, it just keeps getting declined. But it's still so big. Trey Hendrickson also checking back into the game for Cincinnati after the 8-yard pickup. It's going to make it 3rd down and 2. And again, clock stops on the penalty. So Broncos just keep getting extra time here. It hasn't just been a lot of penalties. It's been a lot of unaccepted penalties as well. Just because the Broncos have continued to make plays. From the 20 now. Nix takes a snap. Dropping. 10 seconds. Looking. Firing towards the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Cortland Sutton into the end zone for the Broncos score. He seems to be a little bit shaken up, but a great catch in very tight coverage. And with 8 seconds left, Denver gets that touchdown back that they missed out on due to the Bo Nix interception and continue to put this game further out of reach and get a chance to double dip here as we head into the second half. Again, just man coverage down the field. Cortland Sutton able to get inside of number 23 there. And again, just good placement from Bo Nix. Again, and good work from Cortland Sutton to be able to elevate number 23 for Cincinnati. Getting beat there on the coverage was Dax Hill. He made that play earlier. PAT is up. PAT is good. 9 plays, 80 yards in 61 seconds for the Denver Broncos to move up to an 18-point lead. And again, this game looking more and more like it's falling out of reach for the Cincinnati Bengals. And of course, again, still 30 minutes of football left to play in the second half. But with 8 seconds left, going to be certainly a bit of a tall order. Again, I think, Broncos starting to find a rhythm. Even, and again, you're getting buoyed a little bit by all of the Cincinnati penalties in this game. But again, I think you're starting to see, again, against a less than stellar Bengals defense, again, you're still seeing some good work from the Denver Broncos. So Bo Nix now 17 to 26 for 217, a touchdown and a pick, and a rushing touchdown as a nice little bonus. 233 yards for the Broncos in the second quarter. Cincinnati Bengals only 24. The kick from Will Lutz is away, and it will go into the end zone for a touchback. And I imagine we'll just see a kneel down, and that will take us into halftime here. Jamar Chase, only 3 catches for 15 yards on 4 targets today, so he's been pretty quiet. And otherwise, Cincinnati hasn't really gotten going. And I think you've seen some of the skill level of this Denver defense, and specifically this Denver secondary. There has certainly been moments for Chase where he's been open deep down the field, and he's just been missed. But, of course, we'll have to wait and see. But that will take us into halftime. And your score at the half, Denver 21, Cincinnati 3. After the kneel down by Jake Browning. But yeah, great work there from the Broncos, talking to Zach Taylor on the sideline. And again, Zach Taylor. Zach Taylor, 8 accepted penalties in the first half. Good Lord. Yeah, that's not good. And of course, Broncos get the ball to start the second half. So definitely not a good look. But as I drop my earbud case, which I've been fiddling with. But halftime here in Denver. And yeah. All right, one sec. One sec. Hold on. We're gonna add some text here real quick. Oh, Jesus. Food back in a second. Make this smaller. Whoa, okay. Come on, smaller. All right. Be right back. I'm taking advantage of the halftime break. There we go. Cool. Be right back. All right, I'm back. I need a sandwich. Needed food. Got 10 minutes. Was able to make it pretty quick. But still wanted to throw this message up there just for if you were unsure, I can go ahead and remove that. Ooh, Jesus. So apparently it was a dislocated knee for Tyreek Hill. It looked to be a lot more than that. Immediately in a wheelchair and full brace. So certainly not good. Again, I really wouldn't look up that injury. It's pretty brutal. But, yeah. All right. Now I can eat food. Yes. It's very much a mismatched sandwich because it's ham, pesto, and Parmesan cheese, which kind of works. It's weird. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it kind of works. It is 24-13 Dolphins in the battle of the 0-3 teams. Food. Food is good. Very good. Always love me some food. Yeah, I need. Went to the gym, just came back and had no time. So, hey, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna enjoy some football. Might as well live stream it. Might as well share the game with anybody who's happy enough to swing by, and of course appreciate it when you do. We have 8 minutes left before the kickoff, the second half. So still a good bit of time. Oh. I'm sorry, I'm having a food gasm. And it's kind of weird to think of just how much random recordings of me is now on the internet. And I'm sure there's a whole bunch of just random stuff that I've done outside of starting the stream in a tank top. So fairly sweaty. Chris Berman! Nice. Food. Dart beating the Chargers was definitely a big surprise in this one. Like, he's done have a pretty quiet day. What, 13-20 for whatever? Obviously, losing Malik Neighbors is going to be big there. Jags over the Niners was big. Definitely didn't have that. Didn't have the Jags starting 3-1 either. But, obviously they got the new head coach there. Obviously, seeing the Chiefs beat the Ravens. Good day there, especially if Denver can finish the job here. That would also be nice. But 5 minutes left to go before the half, the break in the half. Again, just sitting here enjoying some food during this halftime break. I don't know. Like it feels weird. I feel like I should do more during this halftime break. I feel like I rarely have the kind of viewership to do anything. So we chill out, we enjoy stuff. Mm. 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 Food is so good. Sorry, was that just an ad about dude in a Segway getting sucked up by a tornado? I guess it's Nashville, but good. Like what? Mm. More food is always good. Mm. Yeah. All right, about 3 minutes before we get back underway, but mm, we'll see. We'll see what continues to happen here. Mm. Hey, like me now. Gives me a chance to not look at the Tyreek Hill injury again. Because again, that's a brutal. Even from the image, that was a brutal injury. But yeah. Oh, all right. We'll have some energy now for the second half, which will be nice. But yeah, we'll wait and see. Is Heisman House collabing with Dr. Pepper now? Oh, oh, that hit the spot. God, and now I'm seeing more food ads. Damn you, American advertising. Oh, oh, excuse me. Oh, yeah, gives me a chance to take out the earbud, massage my ears a little bit. Oh, good lord. It was nice to get a haircut today because it's still somehow like 80 degrees in fucking Wisconsin. First swear of the stream. Demonetized. I'm not making a ton of money anyways, but hey, again, do it for the love of the whatever. Not going to have the most amount of people ever tune in on a Monday night, but always appreciate when somebody does look to swing by. Looks like we are about to come out to start the third quarter, though, so I can go ahead and get us prepped for that. We got to get going. Drum roll. It's a nice area outside of Mile High as well, with all the green space. We are about to, though, start the third quarter, so we'll go ahead and get it set. So we are, in fact, ready to go. But yeah, again, we've been looking at that second quarter so much, 23 yards to 240. So Joe Buck has a flag in the broadcast booth. We just saw Joe Buck throw a flag in the broadcast booth. What the hell? All right. But yeah, a ton of penalties in the first half there. One sec. But yeah, here we go. Second half about to kick off. Broncos set to receive. Sorry, I just had to respond to a joke. Which again, it happens when streams are fairly quiet. Field up 5 with 10 near side, 15, 20, 25, up to about the 30. Yeah, I think just shy of it. We'll say the 30 is where that return will be stood up at. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Bo Nix and the Broncos offense from there. Jets-Dolphins looks to be about done, 14-point gap. Jets do have the ball with about 2.5 minutes left to go in that game. And hopefully the second half goes quicker because we've been live. Has it been really 2 hours now? It's been 1 hour and 50 minutes we've been live. Jesus. Nix in the gun, running back lined up to his left, though, as we look to get underway the first play from scrimmage here in the second half. Mims going in motion to the far side. Nix takes the snap, swing pass out to Mims. Some good blocking downfield over the 35, and they get wrapped up, taken down at the 38-yard line. So again, Mims doing a nice job there on first down, making some plays. Got on Nix to find him as well, so it'll make it 2nd down and 2. No flags on the first play from scrimmage. That's a good start. But again, we haven't seen a lot of the deep ball from Nix, but it hasn't really been required. I think we've seen the Bengals at least attempt to stretch the field a lot more. I formation for the Broncos. Nix killing the play at the line. Nix, handoff up the middle is J.K. Dobbins, who's going to get up over the 40 to about the 43, so it's going to be a pickup of about 5 there on 2nd down, and you're going to pick up a 1st down. Broncos have done a much better job at staying in rhythm when getting into 3rd down to go situations. We're 26 coming into the night, have averaged 4.4 yards to go on 3rd down tonight, and just picked up another 3rd down conversion after averaging 7.7 in their first 3 games. Nix out of the gun, though, here on a fresh set of downs. 13:38, 13:37 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Fakes the handoff, rolling to his right, 2 defenders in his face. It's going to be knocked down before it can reach its intended target. Didn't quite see the number of the Bengals defender who was bearing down on Bo Nix as he had to just try and place it over the top. Also, that the intended receiver was, I believe, the Denver fullback, who is Adam Prentice, who did have a defender bearing down on him at that moment. Regardless, it will bring up 2nd down and 10, stops the clock with 13:32 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Empty set, going to motion back into it, though. It's going to be Mims lined up to Nix's right. It's going to be a read option for Nix. Going to try to take it up the middle. He's only going to pick up, though, about 2 yards. I think they're even going to only take him back down to 1 as he dives forward. Trey Hendrickson, I believe, will get credited with the stop there. 2-minute warning, by the way, down in Miami. Again, Dolphins still hold the 14-point edge, which does not bode well for my pick'ems. So, poor decisions there. Next, in the gun, though, it's gonna be Beatty lined up to his right. Nix, again, little hard count here. 3rd down and 8. So first real 3rd down and long we've seen from the Broncos in a minute. Nix drops, escapes to his left. Continuous survey is going to throw it deep down the field. Going to be in the direction of Evan Engram, but going to miss by quite a comfortable margin. It's going to bring up 4th and 8 on this first Broncos drive, and looks to bring out the punting unit. That's exactly what it'll do on 12:44. Going to go in the 3rd. So, 3 and out here again for the Broncos. I just couldn't quite keep it rolling there. So again, punt unit for Denver here on 4th and 8. And going to be punting it away. Snap is clean. Punt is away clean. So it's going to be a line drive. Field at the 15, up the middle 20, 25, up to the 30. So a nice little return there by Jones of Cincinnati. And we're going to go to, are we really going to go to another commercial here? Come on. Stop going to so many commercials, ESPN. There's more ads than a math class. Damn. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I'm getting sick of these ads. Yeah, I don't know. But hey, Justin Fields, touchdown to Garrett Wilson. That should get me going. That should lock up me in fantasy this week. All right, come on. Giant fantasy, that should lock me up. Garrett Wilson is done. Actually, no, he's up to 17 points. 5 catches for 65 yards and a score. So Jets giving themselves a shot. And they're only down 6. They got the 2-point conversion. We'll call both games for a second. I'm going to try to pull up Gamecast and see what goes on here. But I think gonna have to be an onside kick coming for the Jets. They're down to 1 timeout. So I'll try to let you know if you are watching live. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, I also might get a replay here too. But 1:49 left to go in the game. Of course, Bengals about to take over here with 12:35 left to go. Ugh. Apparently noise being a big issue for Drake Browning in this one. Handoff up the middle, though, to Chase Brown. Will be good for about 3 yards here on first down as the Bengals look to start to get rolling here. So again, 2nd down and 7. We'll see if they can get rolling. Yeah, again, Browning, trying to hold his hands to the side of his helmet there. I think he's just struggling to hear some of these play calls. Going to go out of shotgun here. Running back lined up to his right. You have a bit of a fullback, a little bit ahead of Browning to his left. Browning only 8 of 15 for 66 yards, though, tonight. Browning, snap, handoff up the middle again. This one's Pirine. Going to be good for about 5.5 yards there. So, solid tackle as well. Again, it is Singleton on the tackle. Once again, call out his name a couple of times tonight. I feel like he's been the guy mostly there to stop the run. It looks like the Dolphins did manage to recover the onside kick. Just do have a shot to get the ball back, but I think tall odds there. 3rd and 2, empty set here for the Bengals, though. Broncos showing blitz. They're going to bring it. Browning, pressure all over him, and the pass going to get blocked at the line of scrimmage. As again, the Broncos defense coming up big there. Free rusher right at Jake Browning. They're highlighting Singleton again with the breakup. I think Benito was in there with pressure as well. It was Singleton, and then it was number 0 who will get credited with the pass breakup. That is Jonathan Cooper, who will get the official stat there. But again, very nice play there. As Broncos, big stop there on 3rd down, forcing another Bengals 3-and-out, and bring out the Bengals punt unit once again. This Bengals really struggled on 3rd down tonight. 6 stops. Fair catch signaled for and can be fielded at the 14. Bobbled, and the Bengals have it. Did he just steal it away? Marvin Mims bobbled the football. So we're gonna have to see what. So, whoa. Okay, so Mims signals for a fair catch, bobbles the ball. When does it get ripped away? I think that might be a turnover. That might be Cincinnati football. Mims just continues to bobble that punt. They're going to call fair catch interference on Cincinnati. I'm not sure that that's the right call. I'm not convinced that's the right call. I think Jules did everything he could. Like he didn't like try it. I feel like Mims goes into him, not the other way around. I think it's an odd call there. Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened, but I don't know. Denver will get an extra field position though, and that's not what you want if you are the Cincinnati Bengals. Jets also going to have 13 seconds left with the ball back, so that game probably, at least seems to be over. We'll see if that changes. But, yeah. I just had that sandwich. It hit the spot, and now I'm hungry again. How many calories have I burned today? I did hit 10,000. 3,500? Jeez. Okay. So my heart rate was still high despite only being able to run 2 miles because I didn't take care of myself that much yesterday. That'll do it. But, yeah. Again, at commercial break here, as Broncos about to take back over possession. Again, just trying to keep an eye on Jets Dolphins down on my phone. Again, still no update, but was timeout Dolphins with 13 seconds remaining. Dolphins still one timeout remaining. But yeah, we'll have to again just wait and see at this point. But all right, yeah, still an ads here. Wow, and Miami with a great punt, going to be down. Punt going to go all the way down to the 1. So with 2 seconds left, Jets are going to have to go 99 yards. So New York needs a miracle. But again, Denver taken back over here in Broncos Bengals. Taking a look at it's the crucial catch week. Okay, that's what's behind. All the refs in pink shoelaces. You got the different. You got some different logos. You got the kind of multicolored. I don't know. I don't see like pastel colored Bengals logo on the back of some of their gear, but seeing some of that. What's happening here? So 10:59 left to go here in the third quarter. What's going on? All right, so they moved him back to the 15, surprisingly. So I guess they spotted him where the fair catch was signaled for and then interfered with. Next handoff up the middle. It's going to be, again, it's going to be the third stringer who I keep having to check the name for there. I think it's Baby again. No, that was J.K. Dobbins taking the handoff. It is final in Miami, by the way. Miami wins 27-21 as time expires there. But it's a pick of a 9 on first down for J.K. Dobbins, who's looked very solid in the run game here. So we cross under 10 and a half minutes left to go in the game. It's going to be even less than a yard, really, here on second down. Nick's going to go under center once again. Bengals loading up the line. Franklin coming in motion to the near side. Nix takes a snap. Going to be handoff up the middle. First down and a bit more for Dobbins. He's going to pick up about 5.5 at the end of the day. Again, Broncos offensive line doing a nice job opening up gaps, allowing their running backs to continue to go to work. Again, Dobbins has done a really nice job. Trey Hendrickson, we're again looking at on the sideline. I think just catching a quick breather here. Under 10 minutes now to go in the third quarter. Next in the gun, Dobbins remains in the game, lined up to his left, 3 potential receivers to the near side. Franklin now goes in motion to the far side, makes it 2-2. Next take snap, looking right, looking back left, over the middle, fires, incomplete. Looking for Cortland Sutton. There is a flag thrown. So we're getting an offside on the offense. Offensive offsides. Pat Bryant getting called for offsides here. So just kind of sloppy in terms of getting lined up. It's going to push the Broncos back to 1st and 15 now. And yeah, he's offsides. Pat Bryant is most certainly lined up right on the ball, so that is a slam dunk offsides penalty on the Broncos wide receiver. Sorry, they're going to decline the penalty. It'll be 2nd and 10 here with 9:32 to go after the incompletion. So again, we're not going to get even another penalty. So again, 2nd and 10. Harvey goes in motion to the far side. Nix takes a snap. Bengals bring the blitz. Nix checks it down to Harvey over on the left-hand side. He's going to have to scramble, get up to 35 up to the 40. Shed the tackler. Falls forward up to the 44-yard line. Harvey doing some nice work there. We see that a couple of times where Bengals defenders just have not really been that good at tackling today. Just a good chunk of misses here. Let's see. Yeah, Jordan Battle with a miss. So now going to be 1st and 10 again. First set it down. Under 9 minutes to play now in the third quarter. As Broncos, this Broncos offense just continues to roll. This game could very quickly just get out of reach. Nix under center. Dobbins in the game as the single back. Handoff, running left. Bit of a power look. Dobbins hesitates. Going to find a little bit of a gap and a nice push forward. Going to end up picking up about 5 yards. Another flag. Can we stop getting so many flags? 5-yard pickup for Dobbins. Will it stay? I imagine it won't. Illegal blindside block on the offense. So that's a spot foul on Alex Palczewski, the 2023 undrafted free agent in the game as an extra offensive lineman there. I don't know about that. Kind of went shoulder to shoulder, kind of a little bit behind him. It's not major. I don't know about that one. But under 8:30 now to go in the third quarter. 1st and 25 now. So Broncos get pushed way back after the big penalty. 14th accepted penalty of the game. We're up to 107 yards total in that category. Next takes the snap. Stepping up in the pocket. Looking. Checks it down to Dobbins. Up over the Broncos 30. Tries to sidestep a defender. Tries to power through a couple of guys. But only going to end up picking up about 4 yards there. It's going to make it 2nd down and 21. Clock continues to roll. We're now under 8 minutes left to go in the third quarter. But again, that personal foul going to be big and really just kind of hamstring this Broncos offensive drive. Was looking promising there early. A couple of penalties that on the Bengals defense that had Broncos not made plays would have extended the drive, but just not the case here. Nix, though, out of the shotgun, 3 wide receivers spread to the far side. Harvey goes now in motion. Nix going to be a design screen to Engram. He's going to cut the middle, get up to about the 40-yard line before he's taken down. Battle in there on the tackle, and there's another flag. There's another flag. It's an eligible man downfield on the Broncos. It's Luke Wattenberg getting, I believe, his 2nd penalty of the day. This is ugly. I expected this out of the Jets and Dolphins game. What's going on? It's on the center. Yeah, and that's an eligible man downfield. It's about half the O-line, to be fair. Luke Wattenberg is just the the biggest, I guess, criminal in that instance. Empty set here. It's going to be 3rd and 14 from the 40 now. Next, takes a snap, quick screen to the left. It's going to be for Mims. Sheds a couple of tacklers, but only gets as far as the 44. Sorry, it wasn't 3rd and 14. It was 3rd and 24. That'll make it 4th and 20 now. Geno Stone wrapping up and making the tackle. It looked for a second like we might get an unnecessary roughness penalty as Stone swung Mims down to the floor. It's fine. It looked worse at full speed. On that review, it looked fine. So Crawshaw back out to punt it away on they say it's 4th and 9 on the broadcast. It is not 4th and 9, but the punt is away. And so we're going to be bouncing into the end zone for a touchback with 6:20 left to go in the 3rd quarter, as what is quickly turning into a marathon of a game, just due to all of these penalties. Oh, that's cool. Red Rocks Amphitheater. They're showing cool little amphitheater in Morrison, Colorado, where there is a concert going on. That's very cool. But yeah, once again, back to commercial here. Again, still remains 21-3, approaching about 7 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter, and then we have 15 more minutes of rather ugly football to look forward to. Oh boy. I just want to stay up so that way I can celebrate the Steelers somehow by some miracle being on top of the AFC North, because the Bengals lost Joe Burrow, the Ravens are collapsing even though they're playing really good opposition, and will probably come on strong as the season continues once they have a couple players start to recover from injuries. Even though sadly, as much as I despise the Ravens, you definitely don't want to see a player go out for the season. And Matabike was revealed earlier today, their defensive tackle that they've been missing the past 2 games, is out for the season with a neck injury. So that's certainly never good to see. And yeah, so we'll see if the Ravens can find their footing. But of course, the Ravens being at 1-3 is a surprise. I think with the toughness of that schedule, I think you'd expect them to pick up one of those wins against the Bills, Lions, or Chiefs. But yeah, when you're open to the season, it's Bills, Lions, Chiefs, and Browns, specifically the Browns defense. It's always going to be. Excuse me. I'm starting to get tired, man. I'm not sure if it's just the game isn't super exciting or what, but I'm starting to get a little bit yawning. I don't know, but again, at commercial here with about 7 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Coming out, though. Stop showing me food ads. It makes me more hungry. Just please, let this game go quicker. What are we up to now? We're up to over 2 hours. We're up to about 130 minutes. Browning. Chase Brown lined up to his left in the gun. Browning fakes the handoff. Looking, firing over the middle, complete. That is Mike Gesicki, or sorry, that's Andre Iosivas, I believe, with his first catch. So it's going to go for about 20 yards there. Some really solid protection there from the Cincinnati Bengals, and it's the first Cincinnati first down in quite a while. Jones was putting pressure on Browning, but again, it just couldn't work. Stepping up, finding the open man, and completing it up to the Cincinnati 42. Browning only 88 yards on the night on 9 completions. Out of gun here. Again, going to throw. Going to be looking for Jamar Chase, who's going to catch that ball. Does a nice job in a lot of traffic. Pat Surtain on the coverage. He's going to only pick up 8. Chase still not looking happy, though. Seemed to throw his arms up there. As again, first time calling Chase's name in a minute. But again, this Denver secondary is a lot to deal with. 2nd and 2, handoff to Chase Brown. He's going to pick up the first down. Going to pick up a little bit more as he runs into Denver territory. Down to, we'll call it the Denver 44-yard line. And again, another fresh set of downs for this Cincinnati offense. Jamar Chase, 6 targets, 4 receptions, 23 yards. T. Higgins, 5 targets, but only 2 receptions for 25 yards. It's been a very quiet night for the Bengals' top 2 pass catchers. Both really have been non-factors in this one. Under 5 minutes to go now here in the third quarter. Bengals starting to have something going here. We'll see if they can continue it. And a bit of heavy personnel, a bit of a loaded pistol. Browning fakes the handoff. Good protection. Browning, pressure on him. It's going to come back for a holding anyways. Threw it incomplete in the area of Chase Brown. This is almost certainly coming back for holding by one of the Bengals tight ends who was lined up a bit more as a fullback in pass protection. And it will be holding. It's going to be on, it's going to be on the center, Ted Karras. And is going to get called for the hold there. And that'll stop the clock once again with 4:35. And it's another penalty. That'll make it first down and 20 for the Bengals. So it's been an ugly game. That's 15th penalty of the night, 15 accepted penalties on the night. That's 10th against Cincinnati. So first and 20 now. Trips bunched to the near side. That's Browning's left. Running back lined up to his right. Takes the snap. Looking. Blitz up the middle. He's going to get taken down. And it's Nick Benito on the sack. As the day just keeps getting worse for Cincinnati. So Benito picks up another sack on the season. Oh, boy. Yeah, and Browning had the pressure coming off of his left-hand side. Had to step right. Just stepped right into Nick Benito. 2nd and 27 after the loss there. Pushed all the way back to their own 39 after a couple of promising first downs. Browning going to dump it off to Chase Brown on a quick screen. Up over the 40 to the 45. Going to run over a man. Going to get just shy of midfield to get taken down at the 49-yard line. Still going to make it a 3rd down and a mile. But so it's going to be 3rd and 17. Jahdae Barron, the rookie out of Texas, making the tackle there. Under 3.5 now to go in the quarter. But yeah, Cincinnati's just put themselves behind the 8 ball so many times in this game. 3rd down and 17 now. Browning going to motion out into an empty set. Broncos showing pressure. We'll see if they bring it. They bring 4. Browning continuing to stay in the pocket. Has to step up, trying to escape to his right. And just going to, again, have to throw that ball away out of bounds. It's going to be number 98 in there on the pressure for the Broncos. That is John Franklin Myers, the primary person on coverage there. Is that T. Higgins down? T. Higgins went down there. He is walking off the field, so he does seem to be okay. It looks like he just slipped. But the punt unit back up for Cincinnati once again. Punt away clean. Going to be fair. Caught for by Mims. Down inside the 7. Almost at the 6. And that's where Bo Nix is going to take it back over in what has been a very quiet third quarter. Stop showing so many ads! Oh my God! Jesus. Yeah, this is just so many fucking ads. Good Lord. Yeah, we're at, what? I mean, if this game can get, if the fourth quarter goes quickly, I won't complain, but, like, Jesus. Like, I just want this. At this point, it's either going to be, the Bengals are either going to close it up and it'll be kind of exciting, or it's just been one of the most boring second halves of all time. Ugh. Just so many penalties, dude. I'm not alerts at this point. I don't know if it's streaming back-to-back days. I don't know if it's just I'm tired. But I don't know. We'll vibe it out for the rest of the game. We'll see what happens. But I don't know. Hopefully, if you're, I mean, if I would say hopefully if you're a Bengals or Broncos fan, you're enjoying this game. But I don't know if that's possible if you're a Bengals fan. But looks like we are coming out of commercial here. Oh, missed Chiefs Jags. That game might have actually been decent. Damn. Yeah, sadly I'll be out of town, so won't be able to live stream that one. That would have been cool. Would have been an interesting game to give a look. Mahomes versus Lawrence, especially since the Chiefs have been a little bit shaky. I think since they got Xavier Worthy back, we saw yesterday, especially against the Ravens, that having that extra weapon and having a healthy wide receiver or a healthy one of your top receivers or a not suspended one of your top wide receivers is one of the kind of big things there. But first and 10, 2:53 left to go here in the third quarter. Nick's under center. Hands it off, running right as Dobbins is going to get up to about the 10-yard line. So he's going to pick up about 3 yards there before he's taken down. Sample is the first one there. Oh, we have something going on there. Jamar Chase voicing his displeasure to Zach Taylor. Oh, Jamar Chase was brought off the field on third down? Really? What's going on there? All right, well, second down and 7. I got Broncos working from their own 10 now. Receiver going in motion to the far side. Nix takes snap, fakes the handoff, rolling to his right, throws complete. And that's going to be enough for the first down. It's the fullback again, gets upended. But again, we've seen Atkins a whole bunch of spots tonight as the fullback is continuing to get involved. A lot of times it is on these. He'll be, it has been both lined up as tight end and as a fullback. We'll see him kind of leak out on some of those bootlegs. A lot of play action work. We saw him have it carry up the middle earlier in this game. The Broncos continue to go to work from the 17 now. First down and 10. Nick's in the pistol. Takes the snap. A little bit high. Going to swing it outside. Going to be good to Troy Franklin, who's going to pick up a first down and more. Going to get all the way up over the 30, down to about the 33-yard line. It's going to be good for about 15 yards there. As again, it was just kind of good timing there from Nix. Again, good read there, kind of recognizes the corner coming in on the blitz. Franklin doing a nice job being that bubble screen option. And, even with that high snap, I think that actually, words are hard. Might have tightened it up even better, but fourth catch for Troy Franklin. He's up to 55 yards on the day. I formation now for the Broncos. Nix killing the play at the line. But first down and 10, going to be a handoff up the middle. Trying to bounce it outside is J.K. Dobbins. He'll be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, though. Gets wrapped up by a couple of Cincinnati Bengals. I believe it may have been Trey Hendrickson. It was T.J. Slayton. First one to make the tackle. And of course, we'll get one more play before heading into the fourth quarter. There's about 20 seconds left. Second down and 10. Broncos up to almost 400 yards on the night. They're up to 389 as a team. Still, I think surprising they've only managed to put up 21 points. But again, that is just a big yardage discrepancy to the 140. Denver is calling timeout here with 6 seconds left as they were unable to get the snap off. And that's the second time today. We've seen a bit of a miscommunication at the line result in Denver taking a timeout here. Just to avoid getting a delay game. So that happened in the first quarter as well. I think maybe a bit of a concern there as well. Again, just with how sloppy the Bengals have played, it at least doesn't appear like it should be an issue in this one. But, Broncos, pretty tough upcoming, at least tough next week. Got the Eagles next week, play the Jets in London, And they have Giants, Cowboys, Texans, Raiders, and Chiefs before their bye week in Week 12. So still a pretty opportune bye week, maybe a little bit late, but in an 18-game season, that's still not bad. Heavy personnel on what will be the last player scrimmage in the third quarter. Working from their own 33, second down and 10. Nix fakes the handoff, dropping. Good protection. Nix fires. Complete. That is to R.J. Harvey, the running back, who does a nice job to pick up the first down. He'll scramble forward, pick up an extra 2 yards after first contact, and that'll give the Broncos another fresh set of downs as we head into the final quarter of play. Again, your score remains what it was at halftime after that late Broncos drive, capped off by the touchdown pass to... Why can't I remember his name? God damn it, I have to check the depth chart for this. Cortland Sutton. Why did I forget that? But that has continued to be your score for the past 15 minutes of game time as we move into the fourth quarter. Which gives me a second to once again catch my breath. But again, hopefully you're enjoying this. I wouldn't say that I am, but I don't know. Definitely been an interesting game. And that's about all I'll say on it. I don't know. But let's see. Another Justin Fields big play. Are my plans flexible? See offers. I prefer. All right. You know what? I'll check the flight stuff. I'll check. I got time during commercials. I'll check the flight stuff. Never mind. The offer is no longer available. I thought it was for a second, but I don't know. Still at commercial here. Waiting for the fourth quarter to get underway. But I mean, as you know, as we'll say, uninspiring as this game has been at numerous points. I mean, hey, you know, an AFC North rival is losing, so I'd say I'm enjoying it. Oh shit! That actually. Oh. Now we're seeing an AI ad with like lemon garlic butter pasta. No. Stop making me hungry, ads. Food is the way to get me convinced with stuff. Wait, Broncos are building a new stadium? Oh, sorry, preferred site for a new stadium. Okay. It'd be weird to see have the Broncos not playing at Mile High. But apparently they, because I think they did they got some sort of first level approval, I think. Well, here we are starting the fourth quarter. Broncos working from their own 43 with a fresh set of downs. A little bit of a high snap, but going to hand it off to R.J. Harvey, who's going to do a nice job. Going to barrel over a Cincinnati defender. Do a nice job to pick up 9. But just as we saw in every other quarter, this quarter going to open up with another flag, and it's holding on the Broncos. So take away that 9-yard gain. Push him back. It's Luke Wattenberg getting flagged for the third time tonight. And so much for 5 seconds and then a full play clock getting run off because that would end this stream too quickly. I don't know, what are we up to now? We're up to almost 2.5 hours through 3 quarters. That's what, 150 minutes? So that's 50 minutes per, so pushes at 200. So that would be 3 hours and 20 minutes, which wouldn't be the longest in terms of things, but I feel like it's just because there's been so little scoring and so many penalties that it just feels like it's been so much longer. First and 19, though, for the Broncos. Snap taken by Nix, and it's coming. It's a snap infraction on Luke Wattenberg again. Let it end! There's more flags than the UN. Like, come on. Oh, Jesus. First and 24. Good Lord. Nick's in the gun, takes the snap. Looking, stepping up in the pocket, firing deep. Got a man over the middle. Dropped by Troy Franklin. He was down inside the 30, overran that ball just a little bit. But deep down the middle would have been a huge gain. And Troy Franklin just unable to come away with it. But finally seeing a little bit, seeing that explosiveness open up for this Denver offense. Yeah, just a seam up the middle. Frank, that's a ball that if you're Troy Franklin, that's a ball that if you're Troy Franklin, you've got to be able to catch. Yeah. 2nd and 24, though. Broncos working now from their own 29. Nix takes the snap. Trying to escape. Going to dump it off to R.J. Harvey. Going to scramble forward and pick up maybe 4 yards. That'll make it 3rd down and 20, though. 44 in there on the tackle for the Cincinnati Bengals. It's Demetrius Knight. Again, certainly good to see Knight continuing to play pretty strong. I've been calling his name a good chunk tonight. He, of course, got a little bit banged up earlier on in this one. But again, 3rd down and 20. But this has been an ugly game. I'm ready for it to be over. Nix takes the snap, 4-man rush for the Bengals. Nix dumps it off over the middle. It's going to be for Evan Engram. That's going to be only good for about 6 or 7 yards on a quick hitch route. It's going to make it 4th down, and we'll see the Broncos punt unit once again. It's 4th and 9. Oh, sorry, it was 11 yards there, not 7. But again, still going to be the punt unit here for the Broncos. So we'll see the Broncos defense once again. Snap is back, and the punt is away. A little bit of pressure on the Denver punter. Going to be fielded at the 16 and fair caught by Tinsley, and that's where the Bengals offense going to take back over. 12:47 left to go in the game. That's where Jake Browning will be. Stop cutting the commercial, ESPN. God damn it. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm getting tired of this. Oh boy. Yeah, doing commentary for this game is a lot more frustrating than I imagined. Oh boy. Yeah, it's just been like I feel like I should be laughing at this game. Good Lord. All right. And now we're getting a Chick-fil-A ad. Cool. I'm gonna need some water at some point. But I don't know. I just feel like I'm getting. This is Why am I drained? Ugh. I don't know. I forgot Bo Nix was a 12th overall pick. Looks like we are about to come out of commercial. No. And going to be Bengals 1st and 10, 12:47 left to go in the game. So still plenty of time for some sort of magic to happen. Ugh. Browning in the gun. Chase coming in motion to the near side. Again, first down and 10. Browning takes the snap. 4-man rush for Denver. Browning over the middle, complete. It's going to be to Chase Brown, who's going to have enough yards there to pick up the first down. It's going to be a pickup of, they'll probably give him 12 on forward progress before he's tackled by a host of Denver defenders. Wait, no, that's the Washington team. Or no, it's DC defenders. But Broncos, 63 plays, 416 yards, 28 minutes and 55 seconds of clock control. Bengals, 37 plays, 153 yards, 18-27. 9 first downs for the Bengals, 22 for the Broncos. But score, still only 21-3. Browning takes the snap. Surveying, looking over the middle field, firing. Nope, incomplete. Jamar Chase with a very uncharacteristic drop. Maybe it got broken up, or maybe it got batted a little bit on the way in. But again, really just nothing has gotten going. Yeah, Bengals, 5 penalties on offense. 4 of them will come pre-snap. Just has not been good for the Cincinnati Bengals. Second down and 10. The clock stopped with 12:06 after the incompletion. Working from their own 28. It's just been a mess. Oh boy. Yeah, Bengals have been outscored the past 2 games 69-13. Takes a snap. Browning looking, gets sacked. John Franklin Myers for a loss of, I think it's going to be 6. As the Broncos defense not letting up at all. And the Ohio River might be on fire tonight. And there might be plenty of effigies of Zach Taylor on it. But yeah, Franklin Taylor just, beating his man one-on-one. Beating Rivers. Again, Browning having to step up because he got that edge rush from the Denver Broncos. Up to 15 sacks this season already. Browning in the gun, 3rd and 16. Design roll to the right. Browning going to have to check it down. And just misses Samaje Perine. Samaje wasn't ready for it. And it just continues to be an ugly, ugly night for the Cincinnati Bengals. What is this game? Again, how am I frustrated? Like, this is a team that in 3 weeks the Steelers are going to struggle to score 14 points against. Somehow. Bengals not over 100 yards, either rushing or passing. A little bit of pressure on the punt attempt, but the punt is away cleanly. Going to be fielded on the bounce at the 17. Up the middle is Mims. Going to get up to only about the 24 before he's wrapped up and taken down. That's number 50, Hayward, on the tackle for the Cincinnati Bengals special teams unit. Stop going to commercials! Oh my God. This game just feels so much longer because nothing has happened in the second half. Good Lord. We're up to 2 hours and 38 minutes now. Ugh. You need somebody different if you're Cincinnati as well at the quarterback spot. I think Jake Browning isn't the quarterback of this team for much longer. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just out of words at this point. Like this is about to turn into a sleep stream. Like, I swear. Like, it's just kind of nuts. Like, I don't know how to feel. It's weird. Yeah, just more commercial. The commercials feel longer because the football has been terrible. Oh boy. But again, at another commercial break here. 21-3. I think just under 11 minutes left to go in the game. More ads. Yay. Bucks Media Day today was cool. Yeah, for some reason it's in the 80s in Wisconsin, and I hate it. Like I'm ready for it to be like actual fall, which is going to be for like 2 weeks, and then it's going to be below freezing for like 4 months. But yeah, taking a look at the AFC West, Chargers at 3-1, Chiefs at 2-2, Raiders at 1-3, Broncos tracking to improve to 2-2, but 11:09 left to go in the game. Broncos again taking over from their own 23-yard line. J.K. Dobbins in the game as the single back. It's going to be a toss to him, running to the right. Going to get upfield. Going to pick up about 10 yards there in the first down as he gets all the way down to about the 35-yard line. As Dobbins getting to work, they're highlighting McGlinchey on the broadcast as the man who kind of led the way with the block. Dobbins up to 65 yards on the night. We'll see if he can get up to 100. But it has been a bit more running back by committee for the Denver Broncos. So we'll see if that happens. Taking a look at the AFC North, where the Steelers do currently sit on top somehow. Bengals tracking to fall at 2-2, which would give the Steelers a one-game edge. Knicks, handoff up the middle. It's Dobbins again. Going to do a nice job again. Gets up over the 40, falls down to about the 41-yard line. So going to pick up about 6 yards there. So again, inching closer and closer to that 100-yard rusher. I believe that's going to be 70 yards now for Dobbins. So again, just continue to go to work. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the Steelers might win the AFC North just by default at this point if Baltimore keeps collapsing. And this is Cincy. And Cleveland is Cleveland. So, actually, I can't say that too much. That burned us really bad last time we said that. Handoff to Dobbins. Going to cut it inside. Go up the middle. Only going to pick up about 2 yards there, though. As he went up there. It's going to be number 90 for Cincinnati there on the stop. That is Chris Jenkins Jr. making the stop there. Oh, I didn't know Shamar Stewart was injured, but definitely a big thing there. Dobbins up to 74 yards rushing on the night. 3rd and 1 here. He'll come off the field for a moment. Looks like they'll bring in R.J. Harvey, who's also been pretty efficient in this game. 3rd down and 1, Knicks in the gun. Harvey lined up to his left. Going to be 3 wide receivers in motion on the far side. Knicks designed to roll out to the right, complete first down. Marvin Mims up over midfield, down to about the Cincinnati 44. And the Broncos keep rolling as the clock gets down to under 9 minutes to go here in the game. Good work there from Knicks to find his wide receiver for the short pickup. And again, nice work there to result in another Cincinnati first down. Again, just trying to make sure stuff is all set on my end. It is Dobbins will check back into the game. Mims up to 85 all-purpose yards tonight. And of course, that rushing 16 of those coming from the jet sweep from 16 yards out. 1st and 10. Knicks toss to Dobbins, running right, going to cut it back up the middle, going to get back to the line of scrimmage, going to shed a couple of tacklers, and actually is going to fall forward, and it ends up picking up about 2 yards there. So good pickup there on 1st down, despite what seemed to be a pretty quickly broken play. It's going to make it 2nd down and 9. Clock continues to roll, luckily, so 8 minutes left to play. I believe Trey Hendrickson was eventually in there on the tackle. Again, under 8 minutes to go now. The Broncos looking to drive, lining up in the I formation. Hand it off once again to Dobbins. Going to cut it left, get up over the 40, continue to roll. Going to get a nice little push and pick up the 1st down, so it'll result in another 10-yard gain here for the Denver Broncos. So that's a great push. I didn't see who kind of gave the extra push there. But again, it's great work. That's number 60. That's Wittenberg, who's been penalized a couple of times tonight, helping R.J. Harvey to pick up a couple extra yards. J.K. Dobbins now up to 85 yards, averaging 5.7 a carry. So he's had a very, very efficient night. And he hasn't really had any big breakout runs either. I think the longest he's had of the night is 15 yards. Mims going in motion to the far side. Going to be tossed to Harvey, this time running left. Some good blocking down the field. Up over the 30, down to the 20, down to about the 15. Going to be knocked out of bounds at the 16. So I think Harvey just 1 yard short here of picking up. Actually, is he at 100 yards? 101 yards. So the Broncos finally, for the first time in the Sean Payton era, have a 100-yard rusher. So we finally have something newsworthy in the second half as J.K. Dobbins, 16 carries for 101 yards as the Broncos really imposed that run game on the Cincinnati Bengals. 6.5 minutes left to play now. R.J. Harvey going to get a handoff up the middle. Going to run into a bit of a cloud of players. Going to fall forward, though. Pick up, we'll call it 4 yards there. That'll make it second down. They'll call it 7, actually. On the tackle there was B.J. Hill. So again, clock continues to go now. Rushing offense for the Broncos has been very good tonight, averaging over 5 carries so far this season. Again, second down and 3, officially now under 6 minutes left to go in the game. Nick's going to go under center. Again, Harvey remains in the game as the single back with the heavy personnel set. Handed off once again to Harvey as the Broncos just continuing to chew clock away. Only going to be a pickup of about 2 yards here on that inside give. Yeah, again, just keeps working here. Of course, field goal puts you up by a full 21. It is 3rd and 5. So I imagine we're not going to be seeing the Broncos get super aggressive here. I assume they're just going to continue to chew the clock, get us down to about 4 minutes left to go, and kick the field goal to go 24-3. They are empty set here on 3rd and 5. R.J. Harvey will, though, go in motion. He'll now line up to Nix's left in the gun. Bengals bringing pressure. It's going to be dumped off to Harvey. 10-5, wide open, and Harvey will walk in. And we finally have our first points of the second half with just under 5 minutes left to go. Bo Nix finds R.J. Harvey for a 12-yard score, and the Broncos just put this game that little bit further out of reach as the rookie gets his first touchdown. And so he'll get that ball from his quarterback. Great moment. He'll also get a nice little high five from the mascot. And if you wanted a dagger, there you go. Yeah, Demetrius Knight was tasked there on the blitz. Again, just leaves the running back wide open on the wheel route and just waltzes into the end zone. Nobody within 15 yards. And that's 75 all-purpose for Harvey tonight. PAT is up. PAT is good. And despite this being generally a concerning scoreline, I think with 5 minutes to go, you're pretty safe to assume that this game is all but under wraps for the Denver Broncos, as the score is now 28-3 after Bo Nix picks up his second touchdown pass of the night. And now we'll once again be heading to commercial. Again, just about 5 minutes left to play, so not too much in it still. And yeah, so once again, heading to commercial. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I don't think I've said that yet this stream, but very much appreciated. Of course, the streaming, is what it is. There'll be nights where we'll have 2 or 3 people. Steelers are playing in prime time. That number will get bumped up a little bit. We might see 5 or 6 people show up, just depending on how many people want to stick around. And again, it's always appreciated when you do show up. Always happy to talk with you and chat. If not about football, then we can talk about random stuff. I'll probably won't know it, but yeah, we can still do it regardless. Ugh. I'm definitely going to need some water at the end of this game. But, yeah. This couch is great. I love this couch. This couch is like $250. Shout out IKEA. Not sponsored. Not big enough yet. Hopefully we get there eventually. But, we'll wait and see. Of course, if you do subscribe, also would appreciate if you hit that bell so you get notified when I go live. Most of the time, it will be live streams. You'll generally get one live stream, one video a week. I might start doing some predictions, even if this week went less than stellar. I think I'm gonna end up 16 games, so I'm gonna end up 8-7-1 at the end of this week. So certainly not the best week ever for pick'ems, but that happens sometimes. Just coming out of the break now. Of course, we're looking at the one that led to me being 8-7-1 with the Packers and the Cowboys tying last night, which honestly is the funniest way that game could have ended, because it was a 40-40 tie is like the funniest way that game could have ended. But we are set to kick it back off here. Just a shade under 5 minutes left to play. We're lined up, not getting underway quite just yet. But yeah, So the Denver Broncos have put up 492 yards of offense in this game. The Bengals, only 147 in this kick, going to go way out the back of the end zone. Actually going to hit the field goal posts. I feel like you might as well give Denver an extra bonus point for hitting the uprights on the kickoff. But that will mean that Cincinnati will take over from their own 35-yard line. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see if the Bengals can get any kind of I don't want to say pity points, but I feel like that's the only apt way of tracking them at this point. And guess what? We have another penalty. False start on number 63. Yeah, you might be getting sacked in the morning. As we got Broncos Hulk Hogan in attendance. So we got Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair in attendance. If I'm leaning back, I might as well adjust that. Does that work? That'll work. Going to be a reverse here to Iasivis. Only going to pick up about 5 yards there, so it gets back to the original line of scrimmage on the jet sweep. So it'll make it 2nd down and 10. So Denver's been a very solid defense in today's game. Again, just has done a really good job at shutting down anything that Cincinnati's tried to put together. Corners are very locked down. Haven't gotten loads of pressure, but have gotten good enough. But I think the run stopping has been the bigger thing. Showing blitz here on 2nd and 10. They're going to drop out, though, into 4. Going to be a quick pass to the left to Jamar Chase, who's going to get swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Nick Singleton just able to take him down. Going to be no gain there. It's going to make it 3rd down and 10. Clock continues to roll down to about 4 minutes left to go in this game. Bengals have not run a play in Denver territory since their first drive of the game. That is how lopsided this game has been. Been a great game, though, for Vance Joseph. Browning in the gun. Broncos showing blitz once again. They're going to drop out, though. Only rush 4. Browning quickly over the middle. T. Higgins going to get up over the 40, but to only the 42. It's going to make it 4th down and 3. Singleton once again on the stop, as was number 22 for the Denver Broncos. That's Brandon Jones also on the tackle. And Cincy basically just doing the surrender cobra at this point. They're bringing out the punt unit with 4th and 3. 3 minutes left to play, and I imagine we're just going to see Denver run the clock out here. The Broncos have Drake Greenlaw as well, trying to come back from injury. Punt is away as we cross under 3 minutes left to go. Going to bounce just shy of the 20, bounce out of bounds at about the 9, or just inside the 20, and out of bounds at the 19. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If you're Cincy, it's very much going back to the drawing board. Yes, you're 2-2. But this game just raises so many questions about where you're at as a team. And this team really relies on that offense staying healthy. And of course, Burrow with major turf toe, which is, a torn ligament in the toe. I formation here for the Broncos, 1st and 10. Going to be handed off up the middle to R.J. Harvey. Going to fall forward, end up picking up about 3 yards. As we'll get one more play before the 2-minute warning. Yeah, Joe Burrow tore his ACL, MCL, sprained his MCL, had an appendectomy, strained his calf, had a surgery on his right wrist, and now has to get surgery on turf toe. Yeah, definitely health has been an issue for Joe Burrow. I'd argue more down to the lack of scheming and development and no line. Toss to the left. Going to be Harvey once again. Going to get over the 25. Going to pick up a first down as he gets his way over the 30. Clock will stop as he gets knocked out of bounds by number 98. That is TJ Slayton knocking him out of bounds. But yeah, I mean this has been very, very lopsided. Yeah, you're looking at a Bengals fan who's looking pretty depressed, if we're being completely honest. Harvey going to remain in the game as a single back. I imagine he'll get the rest of the totes for the game. Should be the last play before the 2-minute warning. It's going to be a toss to Harvey, this time running to the right. Shed the tackle up over the 35. Going to get knocked out of bounds again as R.J. Harvey keeps running out of bounds. That's going to be good for 9 yards. The clock stopped with 2:05 left to go. Harvey's had a nice game as well. I think he's approaching 100 yards from scrimmage. He may end up getting... Actually, yeah, he's at 95 yards of scrimmage, 55 on the ground, 40 through the air. And, of course, that most recent receiving touchdown. Yeah, 2nd down and 1. We do have a timeout here. Sorry, there was an injury for the Broncos. Nate Adkins was banged up on that last one, the fullback. So giving him a chance to head off the field. It's going to be second and about a foot here. Handoff up the middle. Harvey does enough to pick up the first down. That'll take us down to the 2-minute warning. And Carter in there on the tackle. I don't know why we're having a 2-minute warning here. I assume that the Broncos are just going to kneel us down and send us to the end of the game. But, we'll wait and see. I mean, again, going to one last commercial break, and then hopefully just puts the game on ice. But getting towards the end of this one, thankfully, because I'm towards the end of my rope. But what is this? Is this Madden? Is this a Madden ad? This looks like a Madden ad. It's a Madden. No, it's a Nike ad. We're trying to guess which ads are which companies now. I mean, this one's Wingstop, but... And obviously it's going to depend from person to person, but, yeah. Yeah, after this one, I'm getting some water and I'm going to sleep. Because it is time. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, there we go. We'll plug the computer back in so that way we're good there. Why are we still in commercial? All these advertisers want to get their money's worth, man. Yeah, I'm getting tired. It is what, 10:13 Central? So this game has just felt this game has felt like it's taken ages. We're just about to hit the 3-hour mark. I imagine we're just gonna get a kneel down here. I don't know. I feel like this game was just like, again, it just felt like it kept dragging on, even though it was not that long. Shit, something in my eye. And it is going to be victory formation for the Broncos. So that will do it. But your final will be Denver 28, Cincinnati 3. And yeah, all right. Well, good news is I can take the time to adjust. Oh wait, no, this is downline of 20. Huh. All right, but yeah, I mean it's crushing. Yeah, I mean Bengals had more penalties accepted against them than they had first down today. Like that's just not good. It's just they're just uncompetitive. Like it wasn't even a matter of like just showing up. It was just undisciplined. Just no execution. And hey, I'm not going to complain when it's a division rival that struggles, but definitely doesn't make for interesting football. Of course, there's one more kneel down, and that will do it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say except for that was a game. It was certainly a game. Jamar Chase held to 23 yards, and that will do it officially. There's the final kneel down. Final score: Broncos 28, Bengals 3. Broncos' 7th straight win at home. Both teams now move to 2-2. And yeah, Steelers now top the AFC North, so certainly some positives to take on that front. And as you join me, and if you're watching this back at some later point for some reason, hopefully you did enjoy. Definitely be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Always appreciate it when you do swing by. Hit that notification bell as well so you get notified whenever I plan to or am going live. And yeah, until next time. Of course, no stream next week as Steelers have a bye week. Additionally, I'll be out of town, so I won't have a good spot to be able to do a live stream. May put out a video, kind of a short video, doing predictions for this next week, considering the Steelers have a bye. We're going to see how that does, and from there, kind of move forward with, figuring out some of the content side of things. So hopefully some of you enjoy that. But until next time, I will see you later. Have a good one.